Hello. Uh, uh, I think now you guys can hear me, right? Let's go. Okay. No sound. अब तो आ रही होगी ना sound. I think अब आ रही होगी. Hi guys, what's up? Hi Kashal, hi Nayan. Echo. अभी भी echo हो रहा है. I think वो एक बार हुआ होगा. I don't think अब हो रहा होगा. Game sound. Game sound, you mean stream sound?
Sort of progress through that.
Now you can hear
I mean
it.
that it was just down to a little solo, and unfortunately he was.
Now it's fixed. Yes. How are you guys? कैसा जा रहा है सब? और बताएं कैसी तबीयत? तबीयत इस खराब. मेरे सारे सेंसेस जा चुके हैं. इस कान से सुनना मुझे पूरा बंद हो गया है. इससे थोड़ा थोड़ा सुनाई दे रहा है. टेस्ट पता नहीं, कुछ टेस्ट आ ही नहीं रहा है. स्मेल तो बिल्कुल कुछ हो ही नहीं रहा है. आई कैन ओनली सी नाउ. बहुत बुरा हाल है तबीयत का. तो एस्पायर 1v4 देखा भाई मैंने. क्रेजी था. आई थिंक जो सेकंड और थर्ड नॉक था ना भाई, बहुत क्रेजी था वो. तो देखा मैंने. मस्त था. मजा आया. तुम लोग को मजा आएगा.
Bare minimum a podium finish.
Yes.
But the moment E-Arena just slightly started pushing up on the mountain, they crumble and they give the high ground position for free.
I suggest BJ my gameplay.
really
मेरा
threw
मन है यार
They're not the
मैचेस
only
देखने
ones.
का.
Ulf
Oh,
did
don't
the
get me
exact
started.
same thing. They did the exact same thing.
पानी
here.
का मारा देखा
And
मैंने.
hopefully they don't do it again.
अच्छा
Aura
मारा
through that
बहुत.
game, but I did like the aggressiveness that we got
थोड़ा
a chance
duo
to see out of
chicken
Aura, and
आ
I'm hoping
जाता
that it's
तो
going to
मतलब
continue on
मजा आ
here.
जाता.
Let's see what's
but
going to be
वो
happening
थोड़ा
on the
miss हो गया.
second Miramar, because it's getting spicy here. Hot Jukes. John, take it away.
I'll tell you what's going to happen. The aggression is going to be at an all-time high.
आएगा. ये वाला गेम
Multiple
चिकन आएगा. मैं बता रही
1v4s to
हूँ.
start
अब
us
चिकन
off
आने
here.
वाले हैं
I
back to
think we're
back.
just getting started. A whole bunch of matches left to go. My Jukes next to the
Back to back
legendary
सब chicken
John
dinner
Allen.
जाने वाले.
One game down and a whole bunch more to go.
Oh yeah, we've got our second Miramar today, of which we're going to
Damn,
be treated to
Vishesh,
4
thank you
Miramars
so
over
much
the
for
course
the
of today.
let
We're
and
gonna
good.
end on 12 matches
For
played
7
total of our
videos.
18
Thank
match
you.
set. We're going to set that smash boundary.
Crazy,
a
man.
lot to play for today.
Hi Joy
And if
of
the arena can
SATL,
continue
thank
to
you so much
perform
for
in
the
the way
party.
that they
I'm
are,
good. आप
that
कैसे हो?
smash boundary is going to be so
इस
far
बार का
away
1v4
for everybody
देखो.
else.
अरे
It's not
भाई
even
मैंने
gonna be worth
देखा.
thinking.
रुको
Stay on
दोबारा
the leader
देखते
on the run
हैं.
out now.
इसमें
Rolling
सेकंड और
around the
थर्ड
edge.
नॉक
Every
देखना
goes
भाई.
down,
क्या
and there is just a
क्रेजी नॉक
cacophony
था.
of shotgun shells blasting. Crossing this open ground is going to be difficult. I imagine that it's
Here.
will think
इससे पहले था. इससे पहले.
fall at the and down.
A lot of open field though as well. You can see Aaron getting in some headshots onto So Easy, and now here comes Team Vitality on the push.
They're looking to roll around. 2 players now remain for Godlike. Federalis leads the charge into the position. S-Power first to face. Molotov on the window.
ये पहले
Bars it
वाले
down.
पहला वाला भी मौली से मरा है भाई. पहला वाला भी मौली से मरा है.
Immediately posts him. And now S-Power
इसको मत मारा. तुमने नोटिस किया ये
first to
खुद
face.
जल रहा
Molotov
था.
on the window. Burns it
इसे
down.
जल्दे जल्दे
Immediately
दूसरे को मारा
posts
है
him.
भाई.
And now S-Power
ये बढ़िया
inside
मारा.
has more to say.
Yeah.
The suppressor on the end of the SK-12 makes it quiet, but it's speaking loud with it. And he looks for more as well. 3 players fall at the feet.
आई थिंक थर्ड वाले को भी इसने हील मतलब फर्स्ट एड की साउंड दी. कैंसिल किया फर्स्ट एड और फिर मारा थर्ड वाले को. तभी थर्ड वाला घुस रहा था आई थिंक, क्योंकि उसको फर्स्ट एड पॉप करने की आवाज आई होगी तो उसने पुश किया थर्ड वाले ने एंड उसने आई थिंक कैंसिल करके मारा है.
Charge into the
think.
position. S-Power first to face. Molotov on the window. Burns him down. Immediately posts him. And now S-Power on the inside has more to say. The suppressor on the end of the SK-12
नहीं
makes it
भाई
quiet.
रीलोड का साउंड दिया
Loud
उसने
with it, and he looks for
शायद
more as well. 3 players fall at the feet of S-Power, and he looks for the flushes to keep it going. Manya will not be in this fight just yet as he drops for another flush, and in comes the backup. Manya.
He hit him with that Molotov, and now Razak is down to 1 HP. And these guys dealt with so many hot drops. It's pretty insane.
मस्त
Yeah,
है
over on Erangel, it certainly was the main feature of their early games. Fortunately for them, though, Ida
Cash
didn't do
line
anything
source
other than
six
just sort of
months.
give points to
Lady
them,
luck
it
of
seemed
India.
like. So it was
अभी
kind of
chicken
only
भी
really
chicken
one
आए
map
तो मैं
where
मान
Red
लूंगी
Flags
ठीक है
actually third
वरना
party
नहीं
in
मानूंगी
that hot drop where Nick Galaxy didn't actually have a pretty okay start to
Back
their
to back
Erangel,
chicken
right?
आने चाहिए
So for me, it's definitely Ida that needs to move today, but we'll be seeing that later on. And they have been able to profit quite nicely. I mean, you get those 4 points right at the start of the match. That's a good profit already.
Yeah.
Right? I was talking about how I want to see consistency across a lot of
मतलब
games.
जीतना
across,
चाहे तो
the
अभी भी
whole
कोई
set,
भी
rather
टीम
than
जीत
just these
सकती है
big
भाई
pop-offs, once or
टेक्निकली
twice
अभी भी
over the
फर्स्ट डे
course
ही
of
चल
it.
रहा है क्योंकि फर्स्ट डे के
And that's
2
exactly what
मैचेस
you want, right?
बचे
If you're able to get 4
थे
points, it's not unlikely you can get 1 or 2 more, and that is a massive
5 ही
boon
मैचेस
to
हुए
your
अभी
point
तक
scoring tally. That's what Nick
18
Galaxy have been able to
में से
find.
Yeah, and again, fortunately for them, it works
ईडा
out
जो
with the
6
fact that
पॉइंट्स
A7
पे
is
वो
not
भी
here.
कम
They're
बैक कर
taking El
सकते हैं
Pozo, which is
तो
one of the highest loot areas, if not the highest, in this map. So they're going to be very, very well kitted. They've made some great plays this
ठीक
tournament
तुम्हारी
so far.
टीम की एक बार
And yeah, you know, we were talking about them in Erangel. Ida did feed them, essentially.
कोई बात
But
नहीं है
you still got to beat them. You know what I'm saying? And it's not easy to win a hot drop and keep everybody up. And they're able to do it time and time again. But E-Arena catching out IQ for Thrives. That's a huge loss for them.
Oh, that is nasty. Not a good opener, and a pretty great opener for E-Arena. Put themselves now on 69
पिट गए
points total,
Nice.
and they get a free buggy delivery.
I mean
What
40
more
का
could you
बंदा
ask
पिट
for?
गया
Unfortunate there for Thrives to be losing a player like that. That's a little bit careless, I think, in my book. Should have been a little bit more aware of the surroundings, but not to be. E-Arena causing problems already this match.
कल 2
Man,
मैचेस खेले हुए
E-Arena
प्लेस बीमार पड़ गए थे
Making it
ना
happen. Looking on over to Fort Thrive saying "Kapkun krap." That means thank you in Thai.
Oh,
Yes, it does. Yes, it does. Very, very happy so far. 69 points on top of leaderboards, and only just beginning. That smash point threshold is going to be where it's at. So if you E-Arena have they continue to have such a fortuitous day today, their goal should be to just set that point threshold so dang high that nobody can possibly smash in the final day. Now, so far in the history, we've seen one team smash at an international event. That's going to be Nongshim Red Force, and that was just earlier this year at the PUBG Mobile Macau Invitational. It was, I believe, Furia that was on top with the most points, but Nongshim Red Force won that final game just by the skin of their teeth, and that automatically made them the champs. So
yeah, I think it was a 1 point. They were 1 point behind the leaders as well, so
Yeah.
they needed to win via smash. It wasn't just a case of winning the game.
यही टीम हुई है ना लास्ट मैच
So a really nice ending for them
By
there, but
Vitality.
that's that fairy tale not really converting over to Paris, unfortunately, for Nongshim Red Force. At the moment, they're in 9th place. Still very much doable, but they have got a little bit of a way to go on that one.
yes, they do. They gotta make sure that they just stay secure in the end game here. Can't afford any slip-ups at all. Gotta be able to make some plays. Man, that 1v4 earlier from S-Power was so dang hype.
भाई
They're still
वाइटैलिटी
having
का
a rough day of it so
कॉन्फिडेंस
far, though.
डुबा दिया होगा पार ने
13th place. We haven't even reached the halfway point of this tourney, though, so they still got plenty of time to bounce back. But if they want to win this thing, they've already kind of burned through the bad games that they can already
Happy
afford. They really need to start putting up some good, solid, consistent points here. Because when you see E-Arena on top, that's a major threat. I mean, we've seen this team earlier in this tournament break a PUBG Mobile record for the most points Again, so silly that they didn't make it into that into the finals off of it.
Well,
but they got some little extra, survival cash, I guess.
Yeah, sure. But that's the point, right? It's a huge, massive, incredible game. Wow, brilliant, bright lights and billboards, sure. But then they weren't able to do much after that. So it was a big fall off coming through from the arena, and to that end, they didn't deserve to make it straight to the grand final through that. So to be able to come through survivals, fantastic. Okay, now they've started to really
You're not cute anymore. मैं cute थी अब.
This is a much better scenario, which is kind of why what I was alluding to before is I prefer this chicken dinner that we just saw from the arena to the one that we saw in Rondo. In terms of quality, in terms of an indicator for what we might expect for the rest of this phase.
Yeah, and we got to be honest too. I mean, these guys very luckily made it here into the finals. They were barely able to pass up the Wolves.
Oh yeah.
So I mean, to see them barely make it in, at least I think it gives a lot of relief, right? Because
for
all the Wolves fans out there,
like,
we were so close.
Yeah.
But for E-Arena to actually pop off, it's like, okay, you know what? The team that made it deserved it, right? Like, they're actually doing something here. And if they were at the bottom of the leaderboards, it'd be like, kind of a waste. But they're not messing around. I think that the way this tournament fared for them so far was kind of a perfect storm, right? Because they had the record, don't make it. They barely make it here, and I think that really just lit a fire in them to be like, you know what? We got to just play our game. Let's go full-fledged aggro. And then that's what's happening, because they are just pushing team after team after team as a full squad and just picking them apart little by little.
A lot of teams will unravel under that kind of pressure. Need to keep your mind thinking forwards. We saw some monumental plays in that last game, so
yeah,
I'm hoping that the nerves aren't going to be too rattled for a couple of our squads. It's going to be difficult, not only on the losing side of those fights, but again on the winning side of those fights. Because in those scenarios, that adrenaline just hits
सुन नहीं
your
रहे मुझे
system.
इस कान से कुछ नहीं सुन रहे सिर्फ
Once
इससे
it
सुनाई
drains
दे
out
रहा
after the end of the
है लेफ्ट से
game,
थोड़ा
that can be a real detriment to your performance, and that's
चिकन आ रही है मतलब चिकन आ रहा है मैं बता रही हूँ ओजी या गॉडेट में से किसी एक का आ रहा है
of comfort, hopefully, that you can find with the rest of it.
ओजी पे अच्छी पोजी है
Absorb the impact of falling
split
from that
में
great
है
height.
Yeah. And
never mind.
Okay,
I take it back.
right? The zone goes all
I
the way
take
up
it
to
back.
the tippy top here.
Going back.
Yeah, near Crater Fields,
ये
near the
Gordon
Hacienda
Center पकड़
Patron
सकते हैं।
area. We just saw this circle very not too long ago in the last match. So teams are going to be trying to take a similar spot to what they had here. Arena, like, yeah, why don't we go to that same spot we were at last time? We won from there. We'll take that.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little bit further west. It does keep a lot of those Crater Fields areas
बुरा
in,
हुआ है
but it
ओजी
is
के साथ
very similar, you're
सेंटरिश
right,
थे
in terms of that
जोन
location.
बिल्कुल ऑपोजिट
Aurora
खिंच गया
spotting
ओजी
a
से
player from Furia, but Coops will not stop in just one game. He's going to find shots onto them again. I feel like they should definitely be aware of his location this time around. But losing a player, you know, for Furia, that's not a good feeling. That is not a good feeling.
Yeah, that's Miramar for you. It's tough. I mean, you're trying to rotate, and losing players on rotation is a rite of passage here. You try to avoid it as much as possible, but just sometimes there can be that one guy there waiting for you. You can see Godlike getting peppered up from Lost. And all these players just ridiculously good at shooting people out of vehicles. And Jiggle, Aura, I heard the crowd pop off. Jiggle ends up taking out quick from Aula.
I mean, they did it last time very early on. This time it's taking them a couple more minutes, but same start to unfold. Aura managed to transition down towards that south and look to control the really sharp high ground that sits to the east of Crater Fields and overlooks a lot to that south side. So a powerful position for them to hold if they can maintain it. A little crash between
vitality अभी भी मारे जा रही है
that very quickly concludes with one casualty.
इनका कॉन्फिडेंस लो होता है नहीं होता है अभी 1v4 होके आए हो भाई चिल करो थोड़ा
over the top, but doesn't eat damage either.
There goes Vitality, rotating away. They take that elimination and run with it. Federales driving outside of the zone here, maybe looking for another vehicle. Seems that's what they have their eyes on here. No fear popping out the buggy, though. Going to be putting some pressure onto Aurora. They're on the rotation, and they're going to get caught out by Ulf. No Fear's going to push up a little bit closer here. Scarface through the nade. Into the
भाई nade तो
building,
है,
catches
nade
out
तो
top,
है.
and that is Aurora getting picked apart here in match number 2.
Only one player now left standing. I do not think Doc is going to get the back up. He is over 500, probably about 700 meters away from them right now in the shadow of Nigma Galaxy on the west side. You just can't move. This is an
क्या
easy
nade फेंक के
set of
मारे.
flushes coming through. Ulf have got this roadside compound. They got quite a decent amount of cover. It's Horror who sit on their northwest across the road, up on that high ground. So for them, for Ulf, I'm feeling like they're fairly safe. This next circle might put more pressure on them, but being as central as they are, it's unlikely.
Yeah, they're sitting pretty. They don't pretty much have to move very much at all. And yeah, they don't have to move at all.
भाई क्या गंदा जोन है भाई. अपनी दोनों टीम उधर है, जोन इधर बन रहा है.
Nongshim Red Force on the south side are going to have to get into some battles here very, very shortly. And that's just because Nongshim always land on that southern end. So a northern circle like this makes them late to the circle. We'll see what their decision making is here. As Tianba looking to put themselves in a slightly more central position as Sleepy gets a nice knock there on Aaron.
S2G are also pushing in from this northeast side. Aaron down, allows Tianba to move in. Eagle and Milu in with the same vehicle, but there's a beautiful spray down. What a response coming through from Solus, holding in the face of the push. QZ wants to try and turn it around, but Solus has more left in the ammunition.
1v3 है इसका. Solus का 1v4 है. 1v4 है, 1v4 है.
Is being hunted. Ketch steps into the fight as well to assist his teammate, but there is still more to do. QZ won't go down, but he finally falls.
नहीं, 1v3 ही हुआ.
Stands in the face of Tianba.
But damn, भाई.
Not today.
Not today, indeed, as Ulf with a beautiful stiff arm onto Tianba. And you can see the pressure is on. You can see the player catch relieved after that one. What a play from Solus, though, to be able to shut him down.
There you go. Tian bounced out of that compound. It was not to be. I mean, what a lineup there. A little bit wayward on the crash. It felt discoordinated between the two players in the vehicle. Not quite what you want to see from Tianba. I don't want to say lazy. I feel like it was being harried by Horror with the off angles there on the northwest side. S2G were putting pressure on the back of that, and it became a little bit too chaotic. They couldn't quite find their way through it. There was no way that they could navigate that storm, unfortunately. But for Solus, that is a monumental clip farm. Not quite a 1v4, Jukes, but it was pretty damn close.
That's as close to a 1v4 as it gets here, folks. I'm telling you, big plays coming out of here in the finals. Axel getting naded up pretty good, peppered by Al-Ula. Let's look at the replay here. Solus with these headshots. Taking out that duo.
दो उतारे उसने गाड़ी से भाई.
Yeah, as soon as he sees QGZ,
ये
pops a nade on accident.
ये क्या?
Oh, okay.
ये क्या था तीसरे बंदे?
Versus Vitality, one over the top.
दोनों नाच रहे हैं
As well. There are 3 players alive on side for Alula, but there is damage pouring back over towards Vitality as Razy now and Axel have to step into the fight to try and keep this one going. Razak gets shut down though as S2G are flowing out to third party on the north side here. Kamikaze, Solke, both moving into position. Lost is out on a north wide flank too.
ऐसे कर रहे हैं.
Razy just forced to just run out in the open, no vehicle to his name. Trying to be able to help out Federalis. Federalis is knocked, and it looks like he will be thirsted here because it's taking a long time. Meanwhile, S2G decided to just back things up. Say, you know what, we don't want none of this. This zone going down south. Let's prioritize that.
I mean,
instead.
the zone is kinda.
Razy is going to start pressing that
Viscor ने
hill.
मारा.
Can he spot out one of these players of Al-Ula? He sees red. When he's going to take that shot? No, does not see
डब्बा
it.
डाल दिया ईदा.
Back on up.
Yeah, it doesn't have the team shots to be going, well, doesn't have a team to take shots with, is more accurate here. For Razy, you need to be 100% sure that you can lock down a knock, or maybe even a flush. Ida getting rolled down by Orangutan there, nicely done, but there's still a little bit more to do. Ida being devastated yet again.
ईदा का लास्ट मैच है क्या ना? लास्ट मैच है.
About face for another approach. Rita cooking a nade to try and slow things down, but there's an off angle coming through from Arena, who is stepping up and forcing him over the ridgeline into the firing line of Orangutan.
Not nice, but nice.
and send Ida
ठीक है.
packing.
There we go.
At least
That's
wipe
gonna
out
be
thing.
the 15th place team so far. Starting to turn things up, but here we go. It's the White Rabbits battling it out against Fourth Rise. Turney K getting the flushes. It's all up to Falak, and it ain't gonna be good enough. E-Arena.
भाई
just
Arena
putting
तो
in that work, and
मतलब
they're gonna keep their whole team alive.
And back up they get. Nicely done, nicely done. We saw Razy doing a lot of work against Alola. Hang on a minute. This is a solo? A solo against Alola on the north side? Where did that come from? Razy's
भाई
popping off on the
अकेला
north as a
होके भी
solo.
फाइट लिए जा रहे हैं.
3 eliminations. Razy putting the points here for Team Vitality.
माँ कसम क्या
The
खा
Indo
के आते
squad
हैं
looking
वाइटैलिटी
good
वाले.
here, as they're going to be pushing into this next zone. And we're looking at this next circle as it is just south of Crater Fields. You got OG on that southern end right next to E-Arena. That battle should happen out any soon. And now you got Enigma Galaxy right next to Nongshim Red Force as well. Let's see how they're going to play this out. Coop's got that Mini 14 looking for that long-range headshot.
I'm also looking at S2G on the northeast side of the circle right now, Jukes. They have to push in, and as a 4, do you go in the shadow of Aura, or do you try and sweep down and push past Flash? But it is a difficult approach for S2G, and they do not have long to make that choice. I feel like they are committed much more up to the north edge and could potentially challenge Horror on that northern side.
भाई नोंग से चारों खोपचे में लेटे हुए.
Play out. Schweppes got the high ground
रैंक
as
पुश चल
well.
रहा है तगड़ा.
This is still only stage
अरे
4
माँ
here, folks.
कसम.
Admino does get knocked though from Godlike and flushed. So it's only going to be 2 players up for the side of Godlike. OG in the same boat with the duo. Driving around. just trying to
अरे
keep
दोनों
themselves
टीम
docked
दो बची
nearby.
है.
Gotta watch out for that. Meanwhile, Aura from the high ground are trying to catch S2G out on the rotate here. Sleepy.
फुट टायर फुट
He's able
बग्गी
to
का.
put some suppressive fire, keep him away for now. Kamikaze's buggy is smoking, and he's going to get popped out of here by No Fear.
Oh, that is a scary sight. Cresting the ridgeline, No Fear. Spiking the heart rate of S2G as they try and make their way in. They did have to make that choice in the end. But moving in, they've managed to get 3 through and into a position which is at least tenable, but not really super beneficial to their long-term prospects. In the circle, though, which is good. Not the same can be said for Enigma Galaxy, E-Arena, Flash, Ulf. These teams going to have to move when the time comes. So, a good result, but if they keep getting picked apart with Razy still doing bits. Hang on a minute, no, that was over the sky. So, Horror
पावर.
are
अरे
suffering. This solo
भाई
ranger on the north edge,
ऊंची
Vitality, letting us know. Okay, this is the replay of the 1v, I think 3.
Yeah, there we go. Yasser catches
भाई
him out as
I
he
mean
pops out the
तुम
vehicle.
दोनों डुओ थे.
And then,
चार
pow,
मिलके भी खेल
beautiful
सकते
use
थे.
of that
Right.
ridge line. Raised
Right.
just picking apart.
4-man
Alula.
strong
Those
हो जाते.
mistakes, man, making it look easy there.
Yeah, that was pretty clean. Swaps out to the bayonet
yeah.
as well for the
Would you
final
get
moment.
it?
I wanted him to
Yeah,
run it through there
yes,
a little bit. That would have been the coolest. But you know what? You're looking pretty cool already. Razy still with a
नहीं
knife fix
आपस
to the end
में
of the
तुम
barrel.
झगड़ो यार.
Yes, indeed. Let's see what Razy
बाजू
can do
में
with
बैठ
it.
जाते हैं आराम से
Maybe
यार.
hold on to that AUG as well. No Fear up on top of the hill, doing a good job of applying that suppressive fire on these teams trying to find a way into this next zone. Oh, crazy. Soaking up the points as a solo here for Team Vitality.
भाई ये और फ्लैग निकाल रहा है. बस
Four
कर बे
eliminations.
रेजी बे. Razy Razy.
Weakened Horus hold on this northern side as well,
Yeah.
which I think is
क्या
a really
क्या
big
आते हैं
factor
भाई
here.
वो.
With 4
ये
players,
अभी और अभी
Horror are
लास्ट गेम
basically
1v4 हुए थे
unstable.
पावर से.
With 3,
अभी भी नहीं मान रहे. रुक ही नहीं
that's a different
रहे.
conundrum altogether.
ए मारा.
Ulf
आरू ने
could
मारा.
potentially have an opening
आरू
road to
मार
North
रहे
if they don't
बे.
go down,
आरू
in
मार
this-
रहे हैं.
in this
Let's go
spot, 'cause Sleepy has got that angle, but if Sleepy gets
थोड़ा
knocked,
कुछ
if he
अच्छा
gets
हो रहा है.
spotted, all of a sudden you have to commit so much to one side of your hold for Horror instead of having a
Let's
couple more
go.
sidelines available.
आ रहा है.
And that's
अच्छा ये
a
मारे
massive
हो.
benefit of having 4 players in a
सात
scenario
kills
like
निकाले
this.
हैं
For
OG
Furia,
ने by
it's
the
going
way.
to help
Just
them
saying.
a lot on the western side. So hopefully they can dance to the beat of their own drum into the rest of this game.
Ulf putting up some great points on the board here. They got 7 so far. Sleepy's going to have to leave that high ground position. Woo, making the long drop on in. vehicle. See if he can go ahead and stay right up. He does.
Clean.
And you're gonna have to do another one.
Oh,
Beautiful.
sticks the landing.
And that's a 10 out of 10 right there. Sleepy. Gonna go ahead and look to pick up his teammate possibly.
Gosh,
Nope, never mind. He said, give me that crate. Meanwhile, big fight.
Oh, okay. Nick McGalaxy here getting rolled up on. They're fighting on the southwest side.
लड़ो भिड़ो भाई भिड़ो सब भिड़ो मरो सब मर जाओ
From the back lines in the arena.
उसी को
Third
जोड़ के
party,
सब
the
मर
end of
जाओ
that fight into the card for Nick
इनको
McGalaxy.
भी
And
मारो
now they're
करो
down
पुश
second
करो
place out this early. Good news
आ
for
जाओ आ
the
जाओ ये
arena.
let's go
6 eliminations. And
Let's
third
go, let's
playing this
go.
engagement. Hyunbin tries to hold, and he's good for one.
Oh, nice
It's
spin.
Fury chiming in with a long-range third party as well. And the arena, they're now down
Greeny,
to
greeny,
just
greeny.
one. Schweppes
ये
on
भी
the
मर
back
रही है, ये
line.
भी मर
And
रही है
Fury wants to change the tune.
Ayala gonna have to switch weapons here. XZY just able to get the reload.
बट क्यूनबिन का 1v2 भी बहुत अच्छा
Ain't
था
gonna be good enough. Furia
चल,
with the
चल,
fourth
चल।
party, able to clean
इन पे
up
भी
the
एक और
fight.
पुश आ जाए
What a
अबे आओ
shot
ना
from
ये वालों
Hyunbin
डर
there.
रहे हो क्या टॉप पे बैठे हो
Tried
भाई
his
मार लोगे
best, but what
भरोसा
can he do
रखो
with
फिर
that
भाई
kind of
वैसे कुछ
pressure?
नहीं होता पुश करो
Now Ayala looking to apply some even more pressure onto the side of E Arena. Somehow this squad stays
आ जाओ।
alive. But oh, that 9-8's gonna hurt. It's up to Schweppes. Gotta do a 1v2. And it ain't gonna
अबे
happen.
एक दो नॉक दे देते ना फिर ऊपर से और पुश
Down
कर
go
देती
E
इन पे
Arena. 74 points now on the game.
अबे
It's
मर
all
गई
really
क्या
their closest
होगी
competitors, but two of their players are knocked. I don't know if Aura are going to be able to confirm
आई थिंक
this
एक
flush
बच्चा है
is certainly
शायद
not just
ओजी का
yet.
बच्चा है ना एक
And all the while,
ओजी का एक बच्चा है ना
it's Razy on the side with his ghillie suit. Trying to play it quiet, trying to play it smart, finding
क्या मर
these
गया
angles.
मर गया ना शायद
Playing it very, very quiet. Finds a little spot to hold himself in for now. But he's
आरू
also
और
dangerous.
आतंकी ने
He's got
तीन
that
फ्लैश
ghillie
निकाले
suit
भाई
in the desert.
नाइस
Not quite the
नाइस
best
वन
camouflage he
एंटी
wants.
एंटी
That's the green
एंटी
one,
लिख दो
not
एक
right.
बार
Green one.
ओजी की है
But you know what? He's looking to get that
Thank you.
green for his team. And this is how you do it right here. Staying alive. Just, able to get some confirmations, some sneaky confirmations on some knocks. Soak up some points. Meanwhile, STG
बच्चा
got
है
a little
आतंकी
Carwall
बच्चा
set
है
up
वे
here.
बच्चा है
Furia on the move. Silence up and to the ridgeline. Jiggle will be aware of it. Razy completely hidden from Furia's
अबे
radar
रेजी
right
मर
now.
जा भाई कितनी पहले
Positive
मर
word
गई थी
being
इसकी
right
टीम
now.
तब से
Right
बचा
now,
हुआ है
yeah, look at this. Silence. Gonna have to be silent here, but
Push,
Razy,
push.
he knows
कहते
something's
पुश
up.
कर दे
He's waiting for someone to peek that hill, waiting for someone to make the move. But instead, he's just going to stay very, very quiet here. Uh-oh.
Up they go.
भाई चार टीम के सोलो प्लेयर बचे हैं आतंकी हील बैटल कर देगा
I think Razy's going to get spotted here. Igor is going to run
नहीं,
straight
नहीं,
into
he's
it potentially. Oh, maybe not. Darts back a little bit. They're waiting for the peaks. This negotiation on the north side is tense. S2G isolated right now on the southeast side of all of this, sort of all just playing in the same spot. Looks like they're trying to start to move out now, which I like. I think it's the right decision. And we've got solos from Aurora, solos from Ulf, as well as Orangutan. Atanki may be the first of those to go down, but does take a fair chunk out of loss before he goes out.
Put some damage on the board. S2G looking to clean this up here. They definitely need to win. They're in 12th place. Win will definitely put them in a good position here for the rest of the day. Furia, the same boat. Let's see who's going to take this chicken dinner, though. Aura rocking a 2-1 split with Jiggle on the absolute high ground here. Don't forget about Doc, though. Aurora all by himself. He's still there. You can see him. He is just holding that spot and starting to soak up some placement points.
भाई अगर ये वाइटैलिटी वाले
The
बंदे
thing
ने
for
चिकन
Aura
ले
right
लिया
now is
ना
they know there's a solo on the north side, which gives them a little minor
पता नहीं
advantage if
भाई
there's going to be a
मुझे नहीं
third-party
पता
fight
फिर
between them and Furia.
बट क्रेजी हो
Razy's
जाएगा
angle might not be known. S2G
अगर वो
take a shot
वाइटैलिटी वाले
from
बंदे
Eren,
ने
who's
चिकन
that
ले
solo
लिया
from Ulf. And Eren finds the flush as well. So S2G now down to 2 players. Jukes,
Zone के
there's
बाहर
a
है
lot of
अभी तो।
solos here, but they aren't without
मर
their
जाएगा
opportunity.
शायद
Yeah, that's for sure. They could win this whole thing if the timing ends up perfect for them. You can see nice shots there from No Fear. Oh, instant confirmation too. HemsG's really hurt.
So he's going to throw the pan there.
Yeah,
No.
that would have been nice.
Pulls
Just
the
say,
pin on the
oh,
nade.
take some of this. How about some of that? Long nade. Not able to get the finish. Looks like S2G should be able to get the reses here. Does he have a Molotov for another nade? Because I mean, he has the high ground. He might have the arm to get there.
It doesn't look like they're going to go for it. The res likely to be coming through now. For S2G to keep themselves alive as 2 players. It's Razy that I've got my eyes on still from Vitality. He's gone so far. Come such a distance, Eren, most likely the next solo to fall. Igor's has flexed out and is very close to Doc for Furia. That could be a dangerous spot if they're caught unawares. Oh, he's hopped out as well. Doc might just be able to get away with a free elim here. There's a nade in his hand. This is not where you want to be for Igor's. If he doesn't hear this pin, if he doesn't get out of the way, this might just be a free knock, but he's into the vehicle again. And I think he's read into it. He's up into the wall now. Doc has to hold his little shack out in the open.
Silence and Furia just waiting for this fight
Horaga
to
chicken, I
happen.
think,
These
at
guys are
this
going to wait
point.
up to the last second here.
Never mind.
Okay, Jiggle.
I don't know.
Backing things up, and he goes right into Razy. Gonna have to make a play. Great headshots, but Sleepy.
मुझे लगा ये अभी भी 1v3 करने वाला है.
It felt like that was the opportunity
Vitality
there.
was.
Jiggle stalling on the buggy slip, but just didn't quite finish off that spray. And the backup from Hora, of course, they did know he was there. As I was saying earlier, after losing
Hora
a player
का
to
होना
him
तो
was good
चाहिए
news.
chicken,
Oh, another
technically.
solo goes down. That will be the final solo out. So we are playing 3v3v2. As Furia in with a chance here to put that chicken dinner on the board. Same story for all 3 of our teams. I feel like S2G are the most suppressed in their area right now.
Yeah, but they're suppressed on the leaderboards too, right? So literally all these teams desperately need this game. Gonna be big points regardless. You can see right now, 8th place, 11th place, 12th place. It's gonna help them out big time. Let's see what No Fear can do with that high ground. This is stage 8, folks. The zone will be closing into nothing once that zone pops. Sleepy applying that pressure on S2G. He's got the intel now, knows exactly where they're at. He's got a couple nades. Gonna go ahead and use that high ground.
Vitality में charge कर देते हैं.
Oh, some big shots on the Aura. That's No Fear eliminated. That angle
I
being gone
agree.
is critical.
A really nice pick up there over onto the high ground, as well as Jiggle going down. Leaves Aura now just on the 1 player alive. Furia want to regroup, and the descent comes through from the last remaining player for Hora, Sleepy, who has broadside on Lost, but he's not taking the shots just yet. I think Lost spotted him
अरे Hora
just
तो
before
मर
he
रही है बे.
ducked behind the ridge. And he has to drop down a little
Hora
bit
तो मर रही
further
है.
to be a bit safer. Spots Lost, gets a headshot, but doesn't quite get that full-blown knock just yet. And then they roll.
Sleepy.
He finds the other, though. He finds his
Mara bhi.
teammate, and maybe a 1 versus 2. But Furia now sat with their players right across the open zone. And Sleepy finds another. 3 players now
What?
left for him to deal with. But there's a P90 outside. He's behind those trees. I don't think it's going to work. No, sirree. Brazil able to find the chicken dinner here. And Furia fight back.
It's about time. We knew that chicken dinner was only gonna take a little while, and it happened to be just 2 matches here into day number 2. So Furia get the win.
ये क्यों इतने
And
खुश
the
हो रहे हैं?
crowd is pumped up for their
ये
team
इन्हीं की
here.
team है क्या?
A huge win for the side of Brazil.
Absolutely beautiful stuff. I think it was 9 elims towards the end, something in that region. It's a massive jump for them, as we talked about
Brazilian
on these
chicken.
longer game sets. 18
मेरी भाई की
matches,
legacy
a game
continue
like that
सीख
can
ही
really
करेगी.
give you the
Vitality
foundation
पूरा
that you need to
खत्म
jump
पूरा
up to be in contest.
ऐसा
With
कुछ नहीं है.
Irene
वो
going down fairly
उनको
early,
दिखा रहे
with
थे
Nick
वो मरने
McGalaxy
वाले
going
थे.
down
बस
fairly early.
that's just
A
a
couple of elims on side
coincidence.
for these teams.
Hi guys,
That is
hello
going to put a dent in the
everyone.
gap, and that's exactly what you need to be doing. Keeping that
उनका
mindset on
chicken.
side of every single game.
ठीक है
The
भाई,
points we
ठीक है
profit,
भाई.
that is 1 step closer to the title.
That's exactly what it is right there. Nice play though from Sleepy to be able to get that 1v2 on S2G. Gets a couple more points on the board and some extra placement points as well. But you know what? The board is gonna
भाई
be,
तबले
the
बजाते ही
leaderboard
रहते
gonna
हैं
be
क्या?
balanced out a
थकते
little bit
वक्त ही
right
नहीं है क्या?
now. Because like you mentioned, top
I think
teams
मैंने
go
कोई
out,
तो
teams
वीडियो
in that
देखी थी
mid-pack
माफिया और
start
मिली
moving their
उसमें
way up.
तबले बजा
But
रहे
I
थे.
think that inequality is going to be coming right
Half
back.
piece,
It's
Spidey,
headed
thank you
down.
so much for the
Oh, yeah,
jamming.
it's
Thank
going to be a
you
little bit
guys.
toasty
Say what's
over
up.
on Rondo next, which is very, very exciting
फिर
stuff.
से चिकन आती
We've
सब
already
ऐसे
seen
फैल के बैठ
2
जाते हैं
1v4s,
भाई.
at least 1 1v3.
देख रहे
A
हो?
couple more, why not throw them in there?
और जब तक चिकन नहीं आता
It's
ना ऐसे
basically
आराम
just
से.
what happens at this stage. But yeah, I mean, the Razy solo 1v3 on the north side there, beautiful. the impact he had also cannot be ignored.
Sahil,
If
thank
4
you so
players were
much for
alive
the
Horror in those final
jamming.
circles, I think they win that.
Yeah.
Explicit,
Without
thank you
Razy
so much
having
for
that
the
impact,
butterfly.
it
Thank
changes
you.
the dynamic. It allows Furia to be so much more free and easy on that western side. The suppressive force of Horror on that north edge is so much assuaged. So I think that that is a very, very important part of that last game that maybe flew under the radar for a couple people.
Yeah, you got to be hyped up for Razy. 1v3, then finish in with a 1v2. And you guys got a 1v1 and watch the rest of these matches coming up in just a bit.
This ain't no regular thing. Came for the ring, you know what I mean. You see my name in the lights. Better get right, I'm champion.
रीच और इम्पॉसिबल, इससे मुझे ये मेरी एक कहानी याद आई। जब कॉमिक कॉन था ये लीजन का ही वो है, ये ब्रांड का कुछ है ये कि नो योर नो नहीं रीच योर इम्पॉसिबल ऐसे करके, ठीक है। तो कॉमिक कॉन में मेरे को ऐसे लीजन पे जाना था ना, लीजन के बूथ पे, एंड देन फिर स्टेज पे भी अपीयरेंस थी, तो मेरे को लीजन के बारे में बात करनी थी और फिर इनका जो टैगलाइन है रीच योर इम्पॉसिबल, इसके बारे में बात करनी थी। तो मेरे को बुलाया तो मेरा फर्स्ट टाइम था ऐसे कोई ब्रांड के पास जाना या फिर ऐसे इंटरेक्शन करना, और मतलब मैं अकेली थी और मैं बहुत नर्वस थी क्योंकि साथ में कोई था भी नहीं, मैनेजर वगैरह। मैं अकेली थी और वो ब्रांड मेरे को बता रही थी कि ये सब बोलना है या फिर इस बारे में बात करनी है। मैं स्टेज पे गई, मैंने इतना बड़ा मतलब रीच योर इम्पॉसिबल के बारे में बोलना था ना, मैंने वहां जाके नो योर इम्पॉसिबल बोल दिया, और जो कि पूरा फकअप हो गया था। तो पूरा स्क्रैच स्टेज पे जाके मैंने सीधा नो योर इम्पॉसिबल बोल दिया।
So yeah, really
इतना
excited to see
बड़ा
what today's got
फकअप
on
हुआ
offer.
था ना
First time here in France, so
भाई,
actually really
but
excited.
What,
क्या
just
बोलूं?
generally
No,
first
no,
time?
no,
हो
not
गया
generally
था।
for this in France. Like
Alright,
normally it's
okay.
like in Saudi, but here in France, exciting.
You enjoying it though? Getting on with the vibes? Bit different, right?
Yeah, we got in early on the train this morning, so took a little bit of waking up, but I think we're into the swing of things now.
You always
ओए
look
हालैंड
fresh,
डाला है
both of you.
इसने।
You come out giving it. You got the style on the go, so I can't complain, boys. And there you go.
You're
Spike in
showing
the
us
post.
up. Yeah, can we get a fit check, please? Fit check, fit check.
Hey, look, I've
You
gone
look
for a little
unreal.
beige.
The turtleneck, he looks amazing. The watch strap, look.
Wow.
So Abdul, thank you so much
That's
for
what
the
we do. That's what we
40.
do.
What's up,
PUBG Mobile. We've got a
Dashari?
bit
My
of a
first
different
super
vibe
chat
on the go.
yearly.
I know you
Thank
love a bit of
you.
PUBG Mobile yourself, but you've been enjoying the
Chikji
chicken
core
dinners, caught any of
fumbling.
the
भाई
glimpses
बहुत
of
बड़ा
games?
Not
fuck up
any
था वो।
glimpses just yet, but they're
और
going
I think
crazy
वो
as
मेरी
we
first
speak.
brand deal
We've got
थी,
a little glimpse of the
नहीं
screen up there,
second,
and I
first
can't
or
wait to watch
second
some of
थी।
it.
It's going to be
But,
big.
yeah.
I think we've had a lot of interaction from the fans this event, which has been cool. A lot of different nations. It's been super loud. We've had drummers. We've had like cymbals. Mate, I've seen instruments I've
Bro,
never
I
seen
heard
before.
it. I thought it was a football game. I heard it. It was crazy. I can't believe there's drums at an esports event.
It's unreal.
They've kind of been getting sick with it too. One of our commentator talent, basically, used to be a drummer. So he's
okay.
been sat there every game, mate. He's watching in the background. I just want to get involved. I want to teach him a new
He's
beat.
loving it. He's loving it.
You any good on the instruments yourself, pal?
Me, no. So Jizzle, however, he has an own producer back in his day, you know.
I dabble.
Hey, we got to get you in there. We could cook something spicy
Please,
up with
please,
the fans,
please. No,
right?
no, no, no. It's been a long time. It's been a long
EWC
time.
anthem? Come
I
on.
don't quite
You know,
have the
PUBG
same rhythm as
खेलते
I
क्या?
used to, you know what I
It
mean?
could be a nice tie-in. We'll get that in for the next charity match, no?
Maybe.
That's what I'm saying. That would be sick. Look, it's going to be a good time. We got about, all of today, so about 6 games overall today. And then
Santosh,
tomorrow
thank
we
you
go
so
into
much for the
finals,
laughing
last
Discord.
6
Thank
games.
you.
We got some
Thank
big orgs
you.
here, boys. Couple big names. You got like 4
Thank
fries.
you.
They're coming out. Showing
Okay.
Vitality,
Ethan from
legendary
Sidemen.
sports orgs, right? Orangutan
पता
as
है
well.
मुझे
They come in
ईथन है
bossing
और
it.
वो ये भी साइडमैन से है इसका नाम तो भी नाम है ना तो
My orangutan.
Yeah, come on. I've got any orangutans.
Oh, mate. I hope they do you justice.
Uh,
You're looking good, honestly. They're
Inferno
doing good.
Jord,
So we're saying
thank you so
orangutans
much for
is
the
all
finger
right.
Let's
hug.
go.
Thank
All right,
you.
let's see what happens, boys. Always a pleasure.
Pleasure,
Any
mate.
final words before we send this one back?
Up the EWC, up the PUBG Mobile, bosh!
We'll see you later, guys.
Thank you, Jackie. And I agree, Jackie. You look good today. You look good every single day. And so do we. Joined by Lace, Calaris, Natura, and once again, the 7WG. But we got to talk about Furia, that last match. The Brazilian aggressiveness was there, and boy, did they show it.
Didn't they just? I'm so excited. Furia's back. Let's all jump. No, but he's just gone. Okay, my show now. Furia, right? Furia was on top of it. I really, really enjoyed how they were actually able to play that so well, right? You've got the duo of Alaya?
Makeup game to hai bhai, makeup to hai.
I got it. Ayala and Silence, both of them just coming in onto that third party against Nongshim, then over onto EA, just wipe them completely.
Hi everyone,
no point
hello.
about it. The 2-2 split coming up onto that the western side, making sure
my
that
God,
Furia couldn't. Making sure that S2G
Noah, thank you so much for the finger heart, and thank you so much for the
very well played. Good control of the teams, good control of the zone,
Lots of
and the
love to you.
timing was
Thank
really
you.
good. They backed it up with firepower as well. You're seeing 9 eliminations, 19-point game is exactly what they needed.
I just absolutely love the fact that they sort of, like you were saying, they had that sort of western side of the mountain. Hora had such a great setup though, right?
Yes.
So I was getting a little bit scared in the I guess final moments because that zone closing in pushes them off the mountain. But High Guard's just down there scouting for the entire team, able to get that little 1v1 out of the way, and then having that sight so that when they obviously descent down the mountain, Sleepy comes down the mountain further through this and just cleans it up easily. Their timing today, Neptura, why are we Furia fans? So back into one. That was just such a smooth
ये कैमरा में तो बल्कि येलो आती हूँ मैं
बहुत
बहुत मेरे पिछले कैमरा में बहुत ज्यादा वाइट हो जाता था इस वाले कैमरा में बहुत ज्यादा येलो हो जाता है तो मतलब मेरा रियल स्किन टोन है या फिर रियल कलर्स है वो नहीं दिखते
because they had a 3-1 split on that mountain that ended up
I need a good camera just feel like ना इतना येलो और ना ही उतना वाइट हो जितना पिछले वाले कैमरा पे था
Cabrera is somewhere they oftentimes go to.
normal
They've actually abandoned that and gone to Valdemar on most of these Miramars. They had to abandon their loot phase quite early to make that extreme wide rotate based on those sort of shifts that were going north to get onto that mountain fast. And I think they really understood how to hold down on that location well, to the point where they were having to deal with certain circumstances that they didn't want to have to, like trying to cordon off Ulf as they're trying to move forwards as well.
How much would you rate his power slash 10 on 10 bro? It was
S2G as well,
perfect.
being able to collect some points in this last match too.
Crazy,
and one team that was able to collect even more points that definitely needs them, Orangutan. Collecting 7 eliminations, it's something that we've been wanting to see out of this squad, being able to frag out a little bit more. I know yesterday we saw the passiveness of OG that we're so used to seeing, but being able to just bounce back, and it's actually not Aru by himself.
थोड़ा सा भी डैमेज नहीं लिया था भाई वाइटैलिटी
I mean, it's great. I mean, I think
Zero damage लेके उसने वो 1v4 clutch
from a tanky,
किया
but he's coming
Just
in
saying.
really, really nice. Ara, the IGL, also stepping up as a fragger as well, which is really, really nice to
Thank you
see.
so much
So
for the
very
bindas
excited to
Inferno,
see.
George.
Sorry,
Thank you.
very excited to see what we're going to be looking at into the next rondo, for instance, right? Getting the that momentum on the Miramar is like 7 eliminations on a Miramar already. What's rondo going to be holding in store for them?
Feels weird that we're
Gate
doing
पे
Rondo,
1v1.
not at the start of the day.
It does, doesn't it?
हाँ 1v1 था but उससे उसकी HP लो नहीं हुई थी उसने मार दिया था तभी
You know what it
शॉटगन
reminds
मार
me? I
दिया
said it
था
earlier and I'll say it again. It reminds me when we used to have Sandhawk
Second player नहीं
at
दिया
the
था
halfway
थोड़ा
point.
Oh, yeah.
Where
हाँ
teams
क्या
that weren't
नहीं
performing
दिया
well, they
था
would kind
रे,
of
I
use
think.
Sandhawk to just spark up their
I
day.
think.
But talking about
क्योंकि
Rondo, let's
जितना
look at the
मेरे
top
को
teams
याद है
right now
उसने
from Rondo.
फर्स्ट
You
को
got
मॉली
Nick
से
Galaxy
मारा
up
और
there.
उसको खुद
Aurora
को
Gaming,
मॉली लग
Aurora
गई
Gaming so
और वो
far
मॉली
really
से
hasn't
1
had the
HP
best
होते
start
होते
to the
उसने
day,
एक बंदे
especially
को
when
आगे
we're looking at the
मारा था
Miramars. But going into Rondo, we
इतना
saw what they
मुझे
were able
याद
to
आ
do
रहा है
yesterday, and I'm hoping that Aurora is going to be bouncing back here.
Yeah, you'd like to think so, right? I actually do think that there's definitely been lulls in some of the performances internationally as well, and obviously this team for a long time, when we were that alpha gaming, etc., and things like that, everyone was hoping that eventually
Comeback
they'd
होगा हमारा, let's
eventually be
go.
able to get one of those big titles. Actually, coming into
Independence
that
Day
table 1, I
है
thought to
ना
myself, wait a minute, is this the time?
इंडिया का दिन
Is this
है
the time where game actually finally makes it
अपना
happen?
दिन है
'Cause they were able to be up towards the top. They've slipped a little bit, especially with the arena looking as well as they have
सो
done
क्यूट
so
हो
far.
गया नहीं
But
यार मैं
there's still a
बीमार
chance,
हूँ
there's still hope.
मेरे को
Yeah,
सुन
for
नहीं
Aurora
रहा
right now,
इस कान
34
से और इस
point
कान
gap,
से
so I
भी
am hoping that we're going to be seeing some insane gameplay
मतलब
out of them,
10 to 20%
especially going
ही
into
सुन
Rondo.
रहा
We
है
have seen E-Arena put up 29 eliminations. Can anybody get even close? We saw the aggressiveness out of Furia with the third parties too, but we got to talk about Enigma Galaxy been performing well as well. And what I really enjoy about Enigma Galaxy so far
thank you
is the
so
way that
much
they've been
for
getting
the
those placement points
jamming.
outside of their win. You can see them being able to be consistent.
Exactly. They've got
Get
14 placement points outside of that win, so they are really making sure they hit that podium time and time again, backing it up with eliminations. And again, this is something that I saw yesterday from Enigma Galaxy. Is their timing is on point. Coops is back in his prime, it feels like, and the whole team is rallying around that. So the timing is really good. The synergy is very good. They're holding, they're waiting, they're making other teams play for them instead of doing all the dirty work themselves. It's a really, really nice control play that we're seeing from Nigma, and it's working out beautifully.
I mean, I just want to quickly touch on Ulf because we were a little bit worried about them at the start. We're like, what kind of plan do they have going forward? It's good, it's wins, it's that, it's not, it's dropping. That one, the vehicle sent. They're actually in like a 2-2 split hold, and they were like, what do we do? Let's take the vehicle. Let's wedge Tiamba up against that and able to sort of decimate that entire squad. Obviously, the rest of the team sort of joined in that position, but look, they're making split decisions quickly when that moment comes. Is it bad that these decisions have to be made incredibly quickly because they didn't plan it out beforehand? A little bit, but look, they can capitalize on it.
It is. One team that I'm going to be looking to hopefully capitalize here in Rondo as well when we're talking about eliminations is going to be none other than Tiamba. Tiamba has been quite slow today. We've seen them just going down that ranking, and it's a team that needs to be able to bounce back because guess what? Yesterday, it was all about eliminations. Yes, they do end up having some placement points, but it wasn't of the likes that we know they're capable, especially with what we saw.
What do you think about potential of our
QZZ have looked fantastic throughout the entire tournament, right? And Mila really rose to the occasion after QZZ was able to get that MVP title on previous internationals.
Will they stand out
it's been a bit of a slow start for them, but regardless of that fact, there's definitely an opportunity for them to get back to fragging power, fragging potential that we've seen from them in the past.
Right now, he's locked in. Raouf just going around, circling his chairs. Satan as well, but Coops, it's all about Coops right now. Hopefully somebody else will be able to step it up from that team. As we're going to be going into Rondo, so Hot Jukes,
it was
John Allen, take
not
it away.
even that, right? So I feel धीरे-धीरे better हो रही है अपनी टीम. Eventually ये साल नहीं तो next साल नहीं तो 1-2 सालों में आ सकते हैं इंडिया के in the upcoming years.
Maybe it's just something about the start of the day, Jukes. Maybe it wasn't Rondo all along. It was just the first games. Maybe this will be the calmest Rondo we've ever seen.
They probably have Rondo energy. Not sure.
Fresh off the breakfast, ready to find their dinner. And that is what we're going to be looking to find here for one of our teams. It will be the case. Maybe a massive early game. We saw it from Milo yesterday. Huge. And the rest of the team. Huge start to the day yesterday. Not quite as powerful in the game so far today. So hopefully for Tiamba, they can find that resurgence here. And if you're an arena fan, you're hoping that they can continue to make their strides forwards and keep that White Rabbit chase going.
स्ट्रीम बंद कर दो प्लीज जो भाई क्या हो गया
and if you're going to do it anywhere it's Rondo, that's for sure. I mean, we've seen a 39-point game in this tournament. Oh man, well that turned things around.
Happy Independence Day, Noxon. Thank you so much for the 40.
4.33 elims per game.
I love you, can I date you?
No. A great average here. The thing is if you want to win that $500,000 at first place, become the champion.
आपका IQ low है क्या? Yes.
Consistently. So I'm interested to see, right, how these teams are going to fare now that we're playing Rondo for the third match of the day. Right? Are they going to be able to keep that aggression up throughout the entire day here? And who's going to be the kings of Neos Factory?
Oh, could be. Or, indeed, somewhere else if Flame Path decides that we don't want to be going to Neox Factory. In general, when you're talking about podium competitors, you're talking about teams who are looking to get about 10 points average. 10 to 12 points average tends to be where we see at the end of these game sets a first place type scoreline being. That generally is a great indicator that you're performing at the level that's needed to rise above the rest. So hopefully our teams will be able to keep that on side. And being able to get, as you're seeing, sort of mid-4 elims average, being able to complement that with placement points is very, very important. There are a couple, I think, of teams who have a distinctly higher average on those elims than others, but it is definitely something that you need to be focusing on to join up at that 10-point average, because right now I think quite a lot of our teams are.
मेरा एग्जाम है PMWC के मैचेस चल रहे हैं भाई पढ़ो भाई अपने एग्जाम के लिए पढ़ो.
If you want to be able to get in that metric though, this is the place to do it. You can see these players are locked in, they're focused, they understand what's at stake here, just how important Rondo is for your total tally. We only played 3 times in this whole finals
ये
here.
अपने लोग इतने
And
डिप्रेस
this being the second one.
6.3.
Yeah, 6.3 average from Tianba, man. This squad have been really, really consistent here. A night and day difference from their group stage performance. And this is the Tianba that we know and love. We expected them to do very, very well here. And it's only a matter of time. I think they get that right position going, and then we see them get that chicken dinner.
I mean, we want that survival
Guys,
stage
I might have
right?
to go.
To be able to jump up
ये
and
match
compete with the very,
देखते हो।
very best. Furia
मेरे को
fresh
मेरी
off of their
हालत
chicken dinner. The
खराब
numbers
होती दिख
don't
रही है।
quite display that sort of a storyline just yet, but it is a great start for them to be able to add that one to their tally. And again, it's a real great mental boon to these teams to be able to find a high-scoring game and to be able to close out that game. Sure, maybe the point swing isn't huge depending on how many seconds into those final circles you last, but I feel like there is nothing more relieving than finding that chicken dinner, than converting it.
फ्री फायर की वॉच पार्टी क्यों नहीं करते? क्योंकि मैं PUBG मोबाइल खेलती हूँ, BGMI खेलती हूँ, मैं BGMI की प्लेयर हूँ।
into something crazy very early on. I know it, I love it. It's Rondo and it's ready.
It's ready. These players are hyped up. They're ready to go. I hope y'all guys at home are ready as well, because man, this is just getting started. As the plane is taking off, we're headed to Rondo. Ooh. Okay, we got a little double plane path action here.
Okay, so Neox Factory is accessible from the easternmost plane path, and to be fair, from the west one, but it's unlikely you want to go there because the teams in the east plane will hit the ground so much faster than you. It's much more likely if you're going to hot drop, you go to Yulin, and the same is true vice versa, right? Yulin is further along that plane path. What this is going to do is split these hot drops up. It's going to make them slightly less chaotic, Jukes, but more teams may want to go for them because of that.
Yeah, and those teams that normally like to go to Neox Factory, if you're in that other plane, you're going to be there late, so that's going to put you so far behind. So teams are going to have to adapt on the fly, switch drop locations, and make these decisions very, very quickly here. And you can see, these squads are out. Top players right now. Scarface from Ulp, okay, 16 eliminations. Mormon right behind him, and of course, Milu right there as well.
Yeah, Scarface on those damage numbers as well, right on the heels of Milu. Look at that, only 20 damage points behind. We'll see if that changes very quickly into this match, because teams are now starting to touch down in towards Neox Factory. They'll be grabbing those weapons. Yulin also will now be occupied, and things are going to get hairy quite quickly. As Irina already taking a knock, Tianba as well have already lost one. Irina, by the way, generally preferring to drop out near stadium, but the plane path they're on didn't assist with that. We saw them hunting down solos in other matches. Those solo outposts that are near those recall towers, which are a major feature in Rondo. They were the team to take that dynamically to that fight in a way that we haven't seen from many others. Oh no, S-Power goes down to a guard.
Not good.
Let's go!
By a beautiful angle from a cop. And that's what happens, is that if you're just so used to dropping in one particular area, switching it up here, sometimes those little angles can catch you off guard.
Confidence तो आ रहा है अपने बंदों में.
Putting in the work here. Gonna be keeping an eye there on the side of Pull. Ooh, does see Aaron. Now we're gonna switch on over to another fight. Here comes Furia. Applying that pressure to Aura. Sky bandaging here. Waiting to be able to find those angles. He's got some good weapons here, but Ayala gets caught.
A nade forces Sky to reposition away from the corner. Does take a little bit of damage, but that'll be okay. Remember, the recall towers here in Rondo allow teams to get their players back up and alive, so early fights are the norm. Silence rolling around the edge of this corner, trying to suppress Sleepy, but the UMP in hand gives him a little bit of confidence, and the nade to back it up. Flings across his sightlines. No Fear does go down on a trade, and now Ayala's looking to break wide to change the tune of this fight, and looks for more with Chief at his back. Sky on a sliver of HP just about finds the retreat, but there's a re-engage around the corner.
एक भाई एक ही नहीं मान रहा अरे दादा I think 3 kills हो गए.
They're going to go ahead and take out Aura, put some early points on the board, and they should be able to pick up Silence here. Now they're going to start laser focusing towards the side of Fourth Thrives. Fourth Thrives creeping in on this one, a little late to this third party, and now they're going to have to battle a pretty kitted and well set up Furia.
Fourth Rise, they got some loot on side as well, though not too many nades. In fact, no nades for T24. Neox Factory's been popping off as well. I think Ulf bore the brunt of a lot of damage pouring on their way. You see some elims coming through from Orangutan. Doing bits, but ooh, okay. Ulf may have a little bit of vengeance here, as Eren is still in the firefight. Tianba with their position on the south edge. Spot Tizzy sending away, but Tizzy wants to re-engage on the door frame. It's not going to work out well for the first spray, but suppresses the angle. QZZ with the nade cooking. Drops around the corner, but Hyunbin evades the damage.
Red for super aggression here. Looking to get some of them early eliminations. Hyunbin with the lay down. Wide out.
Oh, bhai Hyunbin bhai.
QZZ with the spray. Just keeps that suppressive fire on that window, catches him on the repeat.
Hyunbin ने last game में एक बहुत crazy one
superstars battling it out. Now Tizzy, oh look at that instant peek back. These angles, Yongshin Red Force so good at these UQC angles, man, and Hyunbin.
अबे पागल है क्या Hyunbin भाई क्यों मार रहा है?
Full res on their team.
Getting those flashes nice and quickly. Yongshin Red Force with 2 elims. They're up to 4 now. But they've got another team to try and deal with. Orangutan sidling on into the fight. Tizzy using the bus's cover. There's a nade from a tanky, but the pin goes back in. And Eren, the solo left in the situation for Ulf, is going to find the backlines for Orangutan and slow their approach. The two players they've got there can just live a little bit longer, but a tanky keeps the pressure up, and Orangutan keep marching.
Man, great movement from the side of Tizzy and Hyunbin. They are outplaying so many of these players here. So good at this urban fighting. Their peaks, their timing, just impeccable. Wizgod, though, with that nade, looks good. Tizzy jumps away and gets peppered only a little bit. Pulls the pin again. And you can see they're utilizing those doors so well. But how about that nade? That one looks good.
भाई क्या perfect time पे पीछे कूद रहे हो.
Not falling for that one.
I like the attempted utilization of the smoke to stop the vision on the nade arc as it was coming on through. But Tizzy read that one nicely. Knew exactly what they were going for. That nade doesn't connect either. Still has a couple more. The shotgun around the corner. Steps in.
Let's go, let's go.
Wins the trade. And immediately Eren
Let's go.
snaffles that point away for Ulf. He's up to 3 elims there on the inside.
Nice one,
this
nice
guy's
one.
doing bits. The rest of Ulf are happy to hang out near Danqing on that south side and let Eren roar over in Neox Factory, because it still has yet to conclude. Aurora, I think, still have a solo in that spot as well. And Eren does finally go down. Godlike
Let's
Hoof rolled up into the
go.
fight in Neox Factory. A late approach as they were forced away over towards main round.
भाई OG के already 4 kills there.
Here. Zypha. Ooh, quick shotgun here. He's got the right hand priority. He should win this. He does.
तो अपने मीनू को मार दिया.
And now, shots happening back and forth all over the place here. Zypha's gonna have to make another play, but suppressive fire. Was that IQ? Yeah, IQ on the other angle, doing a great job of applying that pressure, that headshot. It's gonna be the end of Furia.
Furia, though, well, in this location.
That's correct, yes.
Igor's on that south side, very far away from Yulin right now, means that they can get that full reset. The recall towers are still available, and at the moment, only one player is completely down. I think that's about to change as well, as Admino gets back to his feet. Aurora with top. The man on the spot only needs the one shot to take down Salme, and now he wants more. S-Power with the nade, can't quite connect on towards top, but he's the nade cooking. This could be perfect. Needs it over the top. A lot of damage.
Let's go, let's go, P.
That is good for
OP.
Great work from S-Power there, right? Just staying calm, collected.
भाई लेकिन वो one shot crazy था भाई.
Chunks it and just uses his weapon to take down top.
But nice one,
So we're gonna
nice
see some
one.
recall action happening. Everybody pretty much back up.
मैं रो देती अभी
For the
1
most part,
week
only
पे
a
हो
few
जाता.
players still eliminated. And now you know what? Why don't you guys do us a favor? Get in game and go ahead and pop some of the lucky spins right now. Hopefully you can get one of those exclusive.
अरे फिर OG और कॉर्डल के
2026
फाइट क्यों भाई?
tournament
क्यों
sets.
लड़ना क्यों है रे?
So you can be styled and
मत
looking good
लड़ो
like a lot
अब.
of these players are. Let's see how S-Power is going to look though in this 1v1 against a Tiki. It is India on India action here. That's that Molotov. Oh yeah, he's like, all right, I'll hold the stairs for a little longer.
मत लड़ो बाबू
That
लोग.
doesn't take a tickle. which is good result. Hard southeast shift on this next circle. Pushes us down towards the southeast side. Keeps that northern area above Hongshan in the west of Danqing as well. Ulf, very happy about this. I think their hill there is probably going to play quite well for them, I think, Jukes, and that is a great result for them, given that they're in third place right now. Arena in first place. They haven't had an impact on this game so far. They were pushed away very, very quickly. Possess power. Holds the corner, but yeah, there's a third-party angle. A second player on the That should be, again, still recallable. Manya may opt to go for the recall on the forward position so that he can bolster that and let the back two from Godlike move in behind him.
Yeah, S-Power was like, 1v1 me, bro. And they were like, nah, not today.
Recall it, so it's all chill. It's all chill.
Now looking on over the rest of the fight though, we got Vitality end up holding a building here.
भाई OG के दो बंदे अभी भी जाके fight ले सकते हैं.
Trying to drive away, trying to be able to survive here. Forward in the same position. Enigma Galaxy on the bold rotation. And Satan does end up getting caught and eliminated.
Very messy now on the western side of this circle. A lot of teams forced into a fight that is unfavorable for a rotation that leaves them exposed. We're seeing the results of that now. The recall tower on the south side of the circle, currently under control of Nongshim Red Force. Looks like Godlike may have their forward position on one recall as well, I believe. So they could look for that. Actually, it might be Arena who have got control of it out on the east side. In the meantime, 4 Thrives, with their 3 elims so far, have a position near Yulin.
See these teams just starting to get set up here, getting ready for that late game. This is so critical. This is the map to put some points on the board. OG have 5 eliminations. Aurora have 5 as well. So a great start for a few of these teams. Now it's about how you're going to end. I think the Galaxy down Satan on that rotate. They do end up finding a spot in this next zone. Pretty central one too, just a little bit on the southern side of it. But we never know where this next circle is going to go.
I mean, Ulf really have got a brilliant position here. They've had a while to establish it as well. On the hilltop that they have so much control over the surrounding area. They have vision every single direction. Everybody else just trying to play in their shadow at the moment. Arena have managed to push in from the east side. And 4 Thrives continuing their hold on the southeast point of Yulin. Doing a little bit.
मैं खुश हो रही थी कि OG ने मारा एक और.
More at the hands of Orangutan, and the Arena are actually pushing up to try and third-party split that fight on the north edge and maybe hound down Godlike.
Godlike trying to hold on here. Southern shift. Yeah, indeed for a lot of these teams. S2G, 4 Thrives, Arena, not liking that one. Now there's Godlike. But Furia, they'll take that all day long. Possibly looking for a back-to-back chicken dinner here. As Aurora, though, that's going to be the team they're going to have to fight because Aurora's going to be pressing into that hardship side location. Tianba, QZZ knocked.
अभी एक और मर गया गॉडेल का. 2 मर गए गॉडेल के.
Quickly here to try to pick up their superstar player. Coops trying to catch some shots into those smokes. They can go ahead and just hold on that coverage for just a little while longer.
एक और कौन मरा है? Permanently मर गया एक कोई जिसका रिकॉल नहीं है.
Yeah, we've only seen 3 players really fully confirmed to not be really in with much chance of moving forwards. A lot of recalls coming on through. Almost everyone in the lobby getting back to their feet. Damage going over towards S2G from Coops, but not quite fully connecting.
He's locked in today, man. I mean, those shots were on point. He was hitting them with a little slight angle that he had. He was getting serious value. You know, Tianba's
यार एक बार ना फॉर्म आ जाए ना
प्लेयर्स का. Solid position. They're in 4th place, 48 points. Not a bad start.
गॉडेल वाले तो गंदा मारे भाई. एक बार फॉर्म आ जाए तो. वी खत्म कुछ नहीं होता. सब मतलब थोड़ा मोमेंटम आ जाए बस एक बार.
Elimination, the whole team up. They do have a position on the eastern side of the circle. Aurora right on top of them, though. Let's see what they decide to do here.
I mean, they are certainly alive on this side of the circle, but between Aurora and Ulf, it is a difficult position to try and hold down.
I'm
not entirely sure Schweppes. Oh dear, the flames already licking the front of the bonnet there. And that is going to be an unhealthy vehicle. Not really too reliable when it comes to moving next. But they are safe for the time being.
HP क्यों कम
next to
है?
these two
अच्छा,
teams.
zone के बाहर है.
I'm looking at Orangutan and Fourth Drives on that north side. Could be a contest around the mountain that sits between them. Godlike, I think, are going to have a difficult time moving in as well. Either they could swing
हो
out
जाएगा,
into the
हो
blue
जाएगा.
zone
ये match हो
very,
जाएगा.
very quickly now and try and reach
Chicken आ रहा है.
Rita. But if you do, you're basically committing to going down
आ
the
रहा
next
है, आ
zone.
रहा है.
Yeah.
It's
एक
just not
chicken
going to work
ये
out.
game आ रहा है.
And EDA need to have a monster rondo here if they want to be able to get themselves into serious money. Enigma Galaxy, meanwhile, second place, down a player. Lord going to be using some of that terraforming to put himself into a safe position. This is still super early. I mean, that's just Rondo. Rondo starts off so aggressive, starts to slow down here in the mid-game as teams solidify their locations. And then it's going to get red hot here in just a minute. Let's see where this circle goes. We're going to see a crazy Southern hard shift again. Will it center up? That's going to be huge for these teams. And it does favor the south side a little bit.
Okay, I mean, for Aura,
OG के लिए कितना cheer हो रहा है भाई, आवाज आ रही है तुम लोग को?
Fairly free and clear. EDA do opt to regroup on the south side, which I'm not entirely sure about. I feel like that may be a misplay for them. A very difficult approach from that angle. S2G trying to make the approach that is probably in EDA's future. Finding out how difficult it can be. Furia extracting a toll for it. But they do crash in. They do get to the center of this one. And actually, may be able to get control of this recall tower that's available for about another minute or so. If they can get control of it, get that recall in fast, they could be in with a full force squad on this location. And I think they know that Jiggle's here, but they don't have a lot of time to play around with. It's really ticking away, and the bounce on the nade's not good.
Kamikaze bhai, are you okay?
I don't know if you saw that chain link fence.
Are you okay?
Great nades though from Nongshim Red Force, so it doesn't hit the
Maar
mark, though.
bhai, let's go, let's go.
And they're going to be sharing this location for now.
आतंकी ने मारा एक और.
This is pretty
एक
darn
second.
central. So I'm surprised.
Hey, OG को कोई मरा क्या?
This is a dangerous fight, honestly. Like, they take this fight, they're going to get third party.
I mean, all the fights now in the middle are dangerous. Godlike on the south side.
What happened?
Ooh, I think a vehicle explosion there came on through.
Was
Took
that?
Tony K down. No, it wasn't a self-drop, don't worry. I would have clocked that one. It was an explosion that came through. The nade, ooh, just falls short of the deployable cover. And they continue to not quite find the mark for for Nongshim Red Force. They aren't quite connecting here. Not quite getting what they want to get done. Orangutan try and crash into the middle against S2G. It's looking to go pretty well for Orangutan, actually, as S2G are going to go down fully. These recall towers are pretty much done and dusted. Only a couple more seconds to get them used.
Yeah, it's going to be tough to be able to use it here at this late stage. Especially if you already burned a lot of your recalls earlier on. And let's see right now, as Ray Z is able to get a nice knock there on top of the nade. Another one would return as Bose catches Federales. And now here comes Win in the vehicle.
और आरू का recall था ना?
Trying to get some information. He gets some for sure.
कोई क्या recall?
Oh, that did sting.
Okay.
Razak though got the shotgun. S12K. Oh, gets knocked.
हो गया, खत्म हो गया ना recall.
Team Flash put in the work here on Vitality.
Hey, we know what Razy can do, but he's not going to do it this time around. Vitality go down. Flash playing on with 3. The recall towers are now shut down, which means that every elim will stick. There are no recalls available. The arena somehow managed to get straight to the center of this circle is kind of crazy, and to do so with 4 players alive, great news. Hopefully they can make that one work. Meanwhile, on the south side, you've got Godlike, Ida, and Furia all looking for position. Yeah, this is a replay, I think, on how Tony K went down.
Yeah,
he ran into the buggy. He ran into the buggy.
Yeah, well, it was that cover flare that ended up busting up that buggy, and it was just inching it little by little and just did enough damage to pop it. So you gotta watch out where you drop those cover flares.
Hey, no harm, no foul. They're all alive, and that's what matters right now. Nade over the top, over towards Enigma Galaxy, though, from Tianba, who have had to fight down from this north side of their compound. Enigma Galaxy have been hiding here for quite a while, and Tianba seemed to be an overwhelming force for them. Ralph, alone, isolated, away from the rest of the team. Also been trying to push in from the east side, and somehow Scarface doesn't go down here. Finally does get knocked to QZZ. There is an answer, a little bit of damage, and his 4th drive's chiming in for a third party from the west side.
QZZ getting caught out by Ulf. And now Milo getting shot in his back from 4th drives. Yamba now are fully pinched. You got Four Thrives looking at one side, Ulf looking on the other, and this is all outside of the circle. Disaster here for Tianba, who are looking so strong in this game. Gonna have to fight their way out of this position.
A lot of movement now necessary on the northeast side as well as on this south edge, and this is what I was worried about for Ida. They managed to get a couple of elims on the angle, but they trapped themselves behind the water. Wrapping around that one, it takes so much wind out of your sails. You just don't continue that speed. You don't carry any momentum in towards the circle. And they found out all about it. Furia were a roadblock for them, and they may have dragged Furia down with them, but for Emre, he's now got so much to do, and he's going to crash probably straight onto Aura, and almost certainly going to go down here. I'm so surprised he hasn't already fallen, and Emre just sneaking his way through.
Tianba on the drive-in now. Gonna have to force to just fully send it onto the middle, but they are getting beat up here. Sacrificing players one by one. Milu, oh, with a bad drive. And now it's up to the single player. Oh, he does end up catching 1 point. So Tianba hold on just for a little while longer.
Staying alive, staying in the thick of things. The arena unlikely to be able to push fully up and over with Ulf suppressing this angle. Akin can survive for just a while longer. And Ulf are going to have a tough time actually pushing towards this one with the suppressive fire coming in, but Akin does go down. That actually comes from Furia. Very long shot down from the south side. Close to max range, I believe.
Furia,
yeah, 393 meters there.
I mean, I hope so.
Furia are putting
but 2-man बचे
10 points on the board so far.
और काफी सारे teams 4-man और 3-man
definitely needed those points. And here comes Furia, pressing in through the south side, moving in little by little, making sure that there ain't nobody near them.
Aurora with the western high ground as well, this mountain, giving them a lot to work with.
OG के आजू-बाजू बहुत teams है यार.
To commit instead much more central onto the west point of the compound that sits central on this circle. They give Aurora this position. I mean, it absolutely could be, given their position with 8 elims. They've got some brilliant oversight. Not too many teams have the flexibility to challenge them. It is, of course, the Kiss Curse position, though, because you do have to leave it at some point. Well, almost certainly you're going to have to leave it at some point, and that is where things start to get a little bit muddy.
If this zone shifts to Aurora, they're getting like 20 points this game. Plus. I mean, this is the spot to have. But it is quite on the edge here. Let's see if they end up getting lucky. This is the time to get lucky in the map that you really want to get lucky on, that's for sure. But meanwhile, Nongshim Red Force catching Chief out from Furia.
Sneaking in. A shot in around the sides of those silos, through the fences. It is pretty resible, though, for Furia, I imagine. The circle does move away from Aurora, though, and up towards the north side. This is a lot of open ground that maybe Fourth Rise could try and leverage, but there's not a lot for them to try and work with. You could see just sweeping out to the west, it's wide open. You're going to need those cover flares, so it depends how many they've got in the back pocket. Create some of your own defilades with that destructible terrain. What they're going to be needing to do to control that north side. In the meantime, Furia still giving it large on the south side.
Doc starting to throw some nades in. They know they got to get moving here. They got those vehicles. They're smoking, though. Bose does go down. That's huge for the side of Aurora. And Doc trying to drive very carefully, little by little. Oh, I saw that crate. I need that. I need that. I got 300 rounds. I need more. I need that util. And he's going to find at least another drink. He was out. Swaps vehicles, and now Aurora just trying to leapfrog into this next zone.
Last player of Orangutan goes down in the meantime. IQ gets spotted out in the open. I mean, this is what I was talking about, right? It's such a difficult area to try and move into. The question is timing, and for IQ, he gets caught a little bit too early. And there's really no cover. But it is such a majority on the circle. If you can establish any sort of position out there, you start to get so much control. And with Aurora still able to use the high ground that they've been playing from, they have great sightlines to control that. But Fourth Rise will be able to move in. Aurora are also going to have to move. Oh, beg your pardon. Have to move.
Yeah, I'll tell you one thing, though. This is Rondo, and if you don't got cover,
it's not about pressure, but just starting it, I need it to back and then support
and make it happen. You can see Ulf with a good solid position that they've created for themselves. You got Aura on the other end, trying to sneak some eliminations. No fear going to be laying down, trying to catch that thing. So he sees him. put some shots, but not able to get the knock.
I mean, एक करके casualties हो रही है.
Rotating back in towards the compound,
But
looking to extract more point value from these elims. Turney K
that
will be
is
spotted. Zol
obviously, yeah, that is obviously the
the
major
rest of the team answering with a volley
issue
of
जिस
fire.
पे
Emre,
काम
by the way, from Ida,
करना
still
चाहिए.
alive.
But I think it is about
Solo
pressure
managed to
only.
sneak his way on through.
क्योंकि
I imagine Aurora should be aware of this position.
if you have
Obviously, if they do,
ever
they allow him to
played
sit there in their buffer zone.
like officials या फिर देखा भी होगा starting के tournament starting के rounds में भी any rounds जो teams normally ऐसे एक एक करके casualties बार बार लेती है वो लोग under a lot of pressure खेल रही होती है ये होता है मतलब I feel
And there goes Aurora
बहुत
starting to throw some
common नहीं है.
nades. They are in this next circle, so they're just holding the spot for now.
Just holding it down. Slowly marching forwards. Nongshim Red Force making it very difficult for them to move up and through this compound. If they can get a knock, if they can open a way, might be an opportunity for them. There's trades back and forth across every single angle. Nongshim also have spots on towards Horror, who are trying to make their way up on the western edge. Oh, it's a nasty ascent up this hill. There is a complete broadside from Hyunbin. Got that DP. A lot of ammo in the tank, and a big north shift comes through.
The circle goes up to the top and away from all of these teams. So all of them are going to have to start moving. Hyunbin, he realizes it. He's like, oh, we're in trouble. We need to just start getting some eliminations here because getting into this next circle is going to be almost impossible.
I'm looking at this circle. I feel like it's Aurora and 4 Thrives right now, who are in some ways stopping each other from being the best in the circle and therefore allowing teams from the south to have an opportunity. If this fight concludes one way or the other, which I don't think it will, Dukes, not at the moment, it could be pretty tricky for everybody else to march forward, but it seems like they found some sort of peace between the two.
Yes, that's the right play in all honesty. You gotta just throw the smokes in between, but like, guys, let's look down south. Let's get all these eliminations, fight each other later for first and second place, because, oh, this is a feeding frenzy here on the south side. As all these teams are just desperate to try to find a spot into this next zone. Hyunbin up close and personal. He's got the shotgun. He can make the plays. And Nongshim Red Force putting in the work.
For that.
Up close and personal.
Take down E-Arena, the lobby leaders right now, only getting 2 elims there, no placements. A nice result for the teams looking to chase. Ulf, though, in a little bit of danger as they try and sweep up from the eastern side and crash into 4 Thrives. But with Hazaifa going down, with 2 players left, actually only 1 player left in action. It's only IQ up on the north side, and Furia, in the meantime, are sweeping up. Over on the inside of the compound, Ayala on the corner. Does go down to Nongshim as they move out to the east. But Furia now, 12 elims. They're looking for more, and a solo from Jiggle, the only thing standing in their way of controlling the entirety of this compound.
Make that 13 eliminations. Furia on a tear. Jiggle up on top, catches out the last player of Ida. Aurora, though, are just waiting for this. Gotta be a little bit careful with that cover flare. A little bit too close. Chief now forced to just run out the open. Jiggle with the jump down, trying to make the play in the 1v2. It's Igor to shut him down.
Hey, that's so nasty, though, because it does mean that Igor is going to be alone, solo, and will not be able to weather the storm of bullets sent his way by Nongshim Red Force. Now out in the open, it's Aurora as we transition up to the north side. And 4 Thrives, I mean, they lost so much on that push forwards, and it's just IQ now. Hazaifa, I don't think
What if Aurora फिर से जीत गई तो?
And he does go down. IQ, a solo for 4 Thrives. 14 eliminations for Nongshim Red Force, 10 for Aurora. This is a big game, any way you cut it.
And it's going to be one of these teams that's going to win it. Who's it going to be? It's Aurora versus Nongshim Red Force. Yol gets knocked. That could be the opening volley.
4v4
But Nongshim Red Force just going to hold that angle. So easy, catches top as well. So just knock after knock, back and forth. That's going to really hurt the utility from both these teams. Reefus, level 2 vest, pretty beat up. Season angle though. Hits the headshot on the Tizzy and gets the knock.
How do you do it to a Reefus? Goodness me. That is a beautiful start, and this is the open ground I was talking about before, Dukes. It's just so difficult. There is that sloping ridge in front of Nongshim as well, that means they really kind of only have one angle to go. And it is
Technically होना तो
fully covered off
Aurora
by
का
Aurora.
chicken
Yeah, it's because Aurora is shooting some dang laser beams
फंसे हुए
here
हैं
at the
Nongshim वाले
end.
पूरे.
The tiniest pixels, nothing but headshots.
Reefers भाई कहाँ नेट फेंक रहे हो?
Nongshim Red Force, we know they got the gun skill to pay the
क्या
bills.
कर रहे हैं ये
So
लोग?
gonna have to battle it out with Aurora because Aurora are on fire right now. Now they have the numbers advantage as well, top with 5, and look at that. Nongshim Red Force, they're just
ये
stuck.
क्या
They're stuck in
strategy
this one
है?
spot. They are.
You don't need to नेट क्यों randomly आगे फेंकते हैं?
Evens out the battle with that huge knock on his Yo. Perfect timing.
And it's a forward position as well, which means that in order to get them back up, they need to break forwards.
So,
For Aurora, they need to
okay,
expose
okay.
themselves. That makes
My
it
bad,
more
my
likely.
bad. भूल गई थी मैं,
3v3
भूल गई
clean.
थी.
Junbin
Rondo
suppressing
में
the
ऐसा
corner of
होता
the
है.
rock there, looking to try and put the back behind it. And he will bury them behind it. As Doc is taken down on the angle. That is Resable, but it's going to allow them to move forwards incrementally, making their way, making their approach here. Reefus don't dare step up.
निकल गया था
Hyunbin is
ऐसे
just an
मार्क्स से
absolute
निकल गया
beast with these laydown plays. Putting in the work, catches top. Hyunbin is on fire.
भाई
Making it happen
ह्यूनबिन
for his
बहुत
team. Applies that
क्रेजी
suppressive
मार रहा है
fire
यार.
because Reefus cannot afford to get knocked
बहुत
here. If
क्रेजी.
he does,
देखो
he's
कैसे
gone.
घुसा
He's got the
हुआ है
MG3
फोन
from the
में,
crate,
देखना.
though. Is it going to be enough? A lot of damage done to him. Ziol's been slowly bleeding out. There has been reses coming through or attempted to come through from Aurora. And they do manage to pick all 3 of their players back up on the forward front. Ziol finally flushed. Reefus dying left and right with the MG3 barking loudly across the open ground, but he's not going to be enough. It's going to be the knock sent his way. And Nongshim Red Force are giving this an excellent go. Moving forwards, they make it to the rock, and they are just out of range. The nade goes forwards. Only Top remains in the way, and the Molotov burns him.
टॉप का 1v3. Damn bro.
Nongshim Red Force turning the tables on Aurora. Aurora were looking unstoppable.
That was
and
a good
then
one,
Hyunbin
that was a
said,
good
you
one."
think you got it, huh? Nah, we got this.
Clean execution at the end from Nongshim Red Force. A brilliant exit from that location. It got
Bhai,
so messy
Hyunbin
around those
kya
silos.
mara
Those
hai?
compounds really tricky, and it's got to be so disappointing for
वही
Aurora as
Aurora
well.
वाले replay
They
देख
lose
रहे हैं
those.
कैसे
You
मरे.
shouldn't be losing those, no. It is really tough stuff. But the open ground was so difficult to get in and towards, with 4 thrives being in the way for Aurora. If they'd have been able to deal with that a little bit earlier, maybe they could have had more presence there and
It was
stopped
a proper
Nongshim Red
full
Force from
right
getting as
there.
far as they did. But a brilliant oversight on the
नोंगशिम का
compound for
क्रेजी
Nongshim
चिकन
Red
था
Force.
क्योंकि
The South
नोंगशिम
Korean
पे
side
ना अच्छा
managed to
जोन भी नहीं
navigate
था.
that one
उनको
brilliantly.
जोन
I mean, that was just
ज़्यादा
that's as fair
जल्दी
as a
आना
fight as
था
you get here,
Aurora
folks. I
से.
mean, I think out of all the
क्योंकि
fights
उन्होंने
I've
बढ़िया
ever
निकाल
seen
लिया.
Aurora lose, I
बहुत
think
crazy
that
मारा.
is the most frustrating one for them because they know that we just got outgun skilled. Us, Aurora, the Mongolian super squad. What happened? Hyunbin with those laydowns, making the plays, the pop off, absolutely
Nice,
well
nice.
deserved. I mean, that was just disgusting.
Locking it in
क्रेजी
with the
मारा
dabs.
नोंगशिम.
That's what you got to do. You got to be pumped when you get those chicken dinners on side and on Rondo, no less, with a big elim count. That is a breath of fresh air for Nongshim Red Force, hoping to get another global level title as well to convert from their recent win.
Sneaky. I mean, Nongshim Red Force, when they won PMMI, they weren't on top of the leaderboards until literally the last game, right? They stole that tournament. And now in this Rondo, with that many points, woo, these leaderboards are going to look dangerous.
Yeah, it's going to be exciting. Remember, E-Arena, Enigma Galaxy, again, going down a little bit earlier. That's going to close the gaps once more. And teams can start to catch up. It is looking level. And again, it's that marathon style that we've got on today with the 8 matches from the delays that we had yesterday. The 8 matches today are going to test these teams' endurance.
We still got so many games left.
Oh, I'm so excited.
This is just Toronto. We got 3 more Air Gales, 2 more Miramars. How's Aurora gonna roar back though? That's gonna be my question. You know, Doc, he did not like that one. They did not like that. Yeah, they were like, there's no way we get bad beat here. Hyunbin though, I mean, using that terraforming, you can just see for everybody out here that wants to be a professional player, these are the guys you got to look at here because in order to be the best, you got to beat the best. And Hyunbin, with those laydowns, applying those suppressifiers, predicting where they're going to pick those heads out, hit a few crucial knocks, and he won that first team.
Absolutely, yeah. Getting those picks, absolutely crucial, like you say. And it is a really interesting feature. I think it's probably, for me, the most interesting feature of Rondo.
Did you like my student Hyunbin's gameplay? Your student?
Well, actually, maybe two, but the impact of having destructible terrain, being able to carve out those little divots.
Hey, wait, तुमने phase देखा एक बार Hyunbin का रुको भी आएगा शायद.
Deployable cover flares.
भाई, एक बार phase देखो.
Make Rondo so interesting
he looks
in these late game stages.
Elusive, and then game में he's like too dangerous.
I don't think either team would have been able to make it towards the end there. There was so much open ground, but they had to
Just
close
like
it down. And the team to do it was Nongshim Red Force. We'll see you in a few.
Just like me.
Play is in our DNA.
You missed Espouse 1v4. I did not, I did see it.
It becomes our superpower. Now imagine an entire city being built to supercharge it. Kadir City, powered by Play.
क्या चल रहा है?
Last year, 4 Thrives arrived at the PUBG Mobile World Cup with an entire country behind them. As the first Pakistani team to qualify for PMWC, reaching the world stage was already history. But once the matches began, they proved they had not traveled there just to participate.
He's found Mafioso, he's got the flush. Carry him as well. Nucky, no! How can you do it to him? They want that first place where you're gonna have to prize it from his cold, dead hands. Squashed with a chance now, and he's able to close it down.
4 Thrives finished second in the group stage, going directly into the grand finals, and eventually securing 7th place in the world.
Last year, PMWC taught us to be more aggressive and more consistent to win this championship.
Their journey began at the PMGO Season 1 South Asia Finals, where they handled
the
pressure of playing at home and claimed the regional championship.
सब काउंट लगा दो. क्यों? Arsh, happy birthday.
That victory sent them to
OG chicken dinner
Jakarta for the
confirm.
PMGO Season 1 main event, where they would face teams from across the world. And on the opening day of the grand finals, 4 Thrives
Next
took
prediction
complete
अभी तो
control.
कुछ predict. Guys, मैं अभी आई एक second में ठीक है?
One versus one. Weapon swap with the shotgun around his teammate. He finds it. He gets it done. And 4 Thrives.
After 6 matches, they had collected 3 wins and 82 points, building a commanding lead at the top of the leaderboard.
After the 3 chickens on PMGO finals day 1, our confidence boosted a lot. Like, we didn't felt any pressure and we knew we are going to win because we had a big lead.
The second day brought a different challenge. Every team in the lobby was chasing them, and every mistake could reopen the championship race. They finished with 122 points, 77 eliminations, and 3 wins to become the PMGO Season 1 champions, securing their return to PMWC. Last year, they arrived as history makers. This year, they arrive as global champions.
Nothing has changed for us. Our hunger is still the same. Even you can say we are more hungry for this PMWC trophy. We are even more confident than before. We have more experience. We believe that we can be the team who can win this back-to-back global trophy.
4 Thrives have already shown that a Pakistani team can reach the world stage. Now, 4 Thrives head to the PMWC at EWC 26. Ready to prove that PMGO was not the end of their rise. It was only the beginning.
Hey, get us up on the left now.
Let's go. I'm nading it. Okay, I'm nading it.
On the Dacia, bro. He's low.
I don't have nades.
On Dacia is low.
No,
I can drop a C4. Wait. He's low. Headshot. Nice.
Last one on me.
Yes.
No, two. Nice. Let's go. Get the loot.
Go left, guys. Please go left. One guy right, one guy left.
Easy. They're two knocked. Zone will kick them.
My door watch. One guy left.
One guy left. I'm running up. Behind the tree. Okay, I'm running up on him. Play time. Time.
No,
Behind the car.
Kitleyim ben. Risk yapmayacağım.
Taşla yatıyor galiba.
Mermi çektim.
Tarıyorum Cemal, full tarıyorum. Mermim yok ama.
Mermi kalmadı.
Lan gidin vurun, alana nasıl alacak?
Nice oğlum. Nice.
เฮ้ยขวาตัวนึงขวาตัวนึงไปนอนอยู่นอนสวยซ้ายเกมเล่นด้วยกันนะใจเย็นมองนี่คือเจ็บมาดิกันวิ่งมาเลยหลังต้นไม้เจ้ามาลูกกูใส่กลางกดซ้ายกดขวาโอ้ยเฮียไม่วะ
This rondo would be the match to just kickstart a bunch of the teams that weren't performing well in this first two Miramars, and one of them being Aurora, showing Calaris one of the biggest throws that we have seen. They look so good until the end.
Everything was lining up so well. They threaded the needle down on the south to be able to get between Godlike and Furia on that rotation. And I thought to myself, they're playing it fantastic. They're being able to hold a position, cautious of where Horror was, and then maybe flex out on that west side. But Max, the fight against Nongshim, who played an amazing game as well on the other side.
Like, you can't hate too much on it because, yeah, Nongshim Red Force had some insane shots. Hyunbin in particular, the way he was able every time to allow his teammates to push forward and he would cover them, but he wouldn't just be cover fire. He would literally tear down every single player on Aurora Gaming. I think he knocked out top twice in that final fight.
I'm not happy about it.
I'm very happy about it. If Calaris is angry, I'm having a good day. So, yeah, but like, as you said, it was great rotations overall from Aurora, but the gunplay from Nongshim Red Force is what redeemed the game for South Korea.
And this is completely opposite from what we saw from Nongshim yesterday, right? Because we were talking about Hyunbin just being super aggro and going without his team and all of this, and he's done the complete opposite of that today here, going, I'll support you guys. I'll be that support player. I'll be the fragger, but I will let you guys go first.
I mean, it wasn't just this final fight for Nongshim Red Force that looked amazing. It was the parking bay control, dealing with anybody coming from silos, fighting into the circles as well. This for Nongshim Red Force was a masterclass of control.
The fight with E-Arena especially.
Yeah, the thing is, that fight on E-Arena was executed so well. It was so snappy, so quick. But the fact that they survived that fight in the city, right? Get outside the city, fight against the other teams that were 4 thrives, then win the fight onto Aurora, all of that, basically, while still keeping yourself up as a 4-man team is insanely impressive at this level of play.
I think there's very few teams that can make it look that good.
No, because, and this is the thing, is this is one of the teams that can go from 0 to 100, right? They were in that compound, they were there for a long time, they were just kind of keeping away from E-Arena here, and then they just unleashed the beast. I mean, look at these eliminations coming in from each of the players, so even across the board, and they just are able to just turn up the heat, go, okay, it's go time, and go for it.
Yeah, we usually talk about Hyunbin just being able to be the frag out power for this squad. TZ as well has been stepping up. It's good to see that all the players have been stepping up in this one. One of the biggest question marks that we have had for Nongshim, especially in this last 2 days, have been those placement points. And for them to finally get over that hump, getting that chicken dinner, considering that the Smash Roll is going to be in play tomorrow, this is going to make them really happy. I know you're really happy about it.
I'm loving it, seeing Hyunbin and the boys getting so many points on board. But before this game, right, the placement points were at an all-time low. We just didn't see very many late game finishes from this team. The fact is, and as we just saw on that graphic, right, they got eliminations on every single player. Very happy, but apparently
मेरे को realize हो रहा है कि मेरा मुंडी पूरी blocked है in like a lot of ways.
I didn't expect.
बताया तो है मैंने सुन नहीं रहा taste. भाई मेरे taste buds dead हो गए मुझे कुछ taste नहीं आ रहा है. कुछ भी नहीं. मेरे को इतना गंदा खोलना पूरी life में कभी नहीं हुआ है.
Because they were in an altercation with Force Rise and looking at the circle, I was like, okay, well, Nongshim has everybody in town to deal with. You've got 4 Thrives having to deal with Ulf, and so Aurora were able to actually just have the complete west side kind of to themselves, get that long-range third party going, which is that's their MO, and that's probably why we saw them do so well. While they probably should have had that win, was they were long distance, they were able to have that long distance, put some distance between them and other teams. But for Nongshim, for them, them to actually third party over onto Ulf in the 4 Thrives fight, just as 4 Thrives were kind of getting cleared up. That is true.
They do.
They do.
Ida has something personal with
They do. It's so true. It's so true. But Nongshim really showcasing how great their timing is and how well they can actually read the lobby, what's going on around them, and take advantage of that.
One team that we've been following as well, especially today, that has been starting to kickstart it, is 4 Thrives. 4 Thrives, in this last match, they were controlling a lot of that north, but they were too split, even though they were man down. And this is something that we were harping on a lot yesterday from them, having unnecessary splits at times. They were being pinned down by Aurora, though.
They were being pinned down. It's a very difficult portion of zone. I don't think we've seen it be played that much, and so when it's so open like that, it is
अगर इसी मैच कोई भी इंडियन टीम का चिकन आया तो 1 लाख UPI.
I think you hit the nail on the head. I think that when you look at how Nongshim Red Force had to play it, in a very similar area, you see how flat that area is. You can't. There's a lot of times where people get stuck in open endings and open situations, and then you're thinking to yourself, okay, that team on the outside is going to be able to hold them off. But you saw how flat it was. They couldn't put pressure onto anyone coming from their 4 Thrives. They were there in a good spot, but they were there too early.
Yeah, actually looking at another team I feel like did really well this game is actually Furia, right? Able to jump up here in 4th position, get himself a total of 60 points, 2 points behind the podium, held down by Nigma Galaxy. But this game, how they were able to do actually a big jump around the teams on the southern side against Godlike and also the side of Ida. And then
चिल करो यार, उसने तो कुछ बोला भी नहीं, तुमने उसको टाइम आउट क्यों दे दिया? 2 बार उस बेचारे ने मैसेज लिखा है.
They're very streaky team, and now I feel like the podium is where they want
और
to head
थोड़ा
towards
बहुत
next.
यार वॉच पार्टी करते हैं, थोड़ा बहुत मतलब चिल करो. बहुत ज़्यादा मैसेज मत डिलीट करो.
One thing that we're kind of looking at is
जो irrelevant questions है वो delete कर
That's something that second place, especially of esports, they had 2 outstanding Miramars, and in this one we saw Eden being able to get the MVP.
I just want to bounce off what you said about Furia with the 2 good games, because I didn't like them moving into that silo location. I thought they could potentially backfill the west side after coming in super late on that south. But hey, they proved me wrong. I think that they really showed great presence of mind, great kind of space control when they were moving through. They were able to take the gunfight as well.
Yeah, it was very nice indeed about watching them, kind of how they were moving, because some teams like
नयन
Aurora,
अपनी
right,
मर्जी
you
से
have
डिलीट
your
करता
position,
रहता
you
है
kind of just stay there. There's not too much
जो
movement
मन
going
करता
on.
है.
For Furia, they were
भाई
in
ऐसे
the middle
मत
of the
करो ना.
silos, and yet they were always looking, always moving, always trying to figure out where the next play was going to be. So very mobile, very proactive thinking. You could tell from how these guys were moving. Yeah, just very proactive, and that's what you want to see.
But लोग तो बोलते ही रहते हैं ना ये सब, तो ये अब भी तुम्हें creepy लगता है तो मतलब तुमने फिर लोगों को देखा नहीं है क्या क्या बोलते हैं. ये सब तो चलता है.
Here on the hot drop right versus top, he was cooking the grenade, got the damage, forced to find CQC. I really do believe, and my favorite player from India, by the way, normally is legit. But I got to say, S Power is putting some global level fights here. He is looking highly impressive, and right now I would say the best player in India by a significant margin.
Yeah, it's not even close, honestly, especially with S Power. Now all we need is to see what the Nongshim players were able to do, which just wasn't just one player. We need all the players from Godlike being able to step it up. But as we're going to be heading into the first Erangel, let's send it over to Barney and Luti.
Luti, what an absolute treat today is. I mean, 8 games, that's so many clips can happen today.
I know, 5 more maps to go, so much more PMWC action to come. But I tell you what,
tell me,
we wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for the fans, right?
Of course, they're coming from all over the world.
That's right, and we've got some right here in the Qiddiya City grid as well, so why don't we check in with them?
Okay.
Okay, you want to check in?
My side is better.
Oh yeah,
I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure my side is better.
Calm down, okay.
Annie, thank you so much for the vada pav. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I think we're better. Please, from my side, make some noise!
Okay, now you know what you gotta beat, guys. Now you know what you gotta beat. Okay, I see some Furia fans. Everybody, Vasambaruyo!
I see. I have 40 fans right there, and I can see in their own language as well. It is time. Sean Macho! Look at them going. They are crazy.
Okay, you know what, Luti?
Yeah.
I'll give you that one.
Yeah,
you can beat me 1-0, but we'll check in a little bit later today. Casters, who do you think won that?
I think the fans all won that. You know, I'm going to be completely equivocal, yeah, that's everybody won because we got to experience the energy that is going to be put towards this match. The first of our Erangels today, a triple billing. As we sidle over towards match 8 with Nongshim Red Force able to close down a clutch chicken dinner in the final moments of that last game.
Shivam Whitey, thank you so much for the power potion. Oh, Umesh Whitey, thank you so much for the trophy cake. Thank you guys. Thank you for the juice. Thank you so much.
The thoughts on everyone's minds when it comes to these aerial situations is what is going to happen in Pachinki? Is Nick the Galaxy going to be left alone, or is Ida going to continue down that futile path?
Well, that's the question, because the only other question is
2K likes target? What the fuck?
Anywhere else? And the answer is no, I'll tell you that.
What
so
the fuck? 1.4K likes to
what's
win.
going to happen on the side of Pachinki. But who's going to get these points, man? We're heading on over to good old-fashioned Airgale. We got 3 of these matches.
Thank you so much for the jam in.
This is the first one here in day number 2 of the finals. Live here in Paris, France. This is the PUBG Mobile World Cup.
It's so American of you to say Paris, France, as if anybody
OG
was
10 plus
under the
points my
delusion it was
prediction.
Paris, Texas.
अच्छा जाने वाला match, अच्छा जाने वाला. I just know
It's
it.
about the same heat, though. I'll tell you that right now, because it was hot outside today.
Oh yeah, I mean it's been pretty hot in these games as well, as we are channeling the sun. Even when it's hiding behind the moon, cheeky little sun, you know, got to get him back.
Mayank,
We
thank
did
you so
indeed.
much for the
But we are
jam
going
in.
across Erangel once more. The plane path splitting the middle in the most horizontal flight I think I've ever seen.
Right, that's as dead center as it gets right there, literally right down the middle. And you can start seeing these teams start to spread out. Top players, Aaron right now leading the charge when it comes to damage. But man, those leaderboards changing things up. E-Arena still up on top there. Enigma Galaxy down in 3rd, Wolf right behind them. But Aurora and Nongshim Red Force push themselves up. Now you can see Nongshim in 5th place with 59 points. That's a much more comfortable position.
I think Nongshim could
We are
actually
starting to see
win
some
now.
point gaps already starting
I
to be present. This is the most important day here, folks, because that's what's going to set that smash point threshold. And E-Arena have a nice little gap here, so they're a little bit comfortable, but it ain't over yet. They got to keep that aggression up all day long.
Hey, you know what? I talked about it before, right? E-Arena, chicken dinner towards the start of the day, and then what happens, right? It's that question of then what happens. Oh, by the way,
तो ये modding कर लो यार
not
नैन.
in Pachinki. Nick Galaxy will
कोई
be left
modding
alone.
कर लो.
It is a Gatka split drop for Ida.
जो मन करता है वो delete करते, जो delete करना होता है वो
Thank
नहीं
you so
करते.
much to all the coaches, to all the
वो mode
analysts,
से
to the
हटाना
players.
पड़ेगा मुझे लग रहा है.
I love it.
Shout
I
out
love
to
it.
everybody, dude.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
Shout out to you.
Yeah, exactly. You know what? Shout out to Naruto.
Oh, yeah.
Get that Ninetales Furies Og, baby. You gotta get it here quick before it's gone. As the Naruto Uzumaki event is still going on. We had a nice little show match earlier. Got to see some of the A7 boys
Zoro,
once
thank you so
again.
much for the 29. Thank you.
And
Umesh
man, putting in some
Fighty,
work.
thank you so much for the
Dropping them
trophy
jutsus.
cake. Thank you.
Them ninjutsus, substitution jutsus.
That's what I've been told. That's what I've been told they're called.
Uh-huh.
Absolutely. Beautiful stuff. I mean, we saw that show match earlier today, which was great fun. I think
always
everyone
fun.
had a good time with
It's
it.
fun. Calaris,
And you know, Alpha 7 have to win
Screen
something.
डाल के I think ये मेरे
Yeah,
monitor
something,
का
that's
कुछ
for
issue
sure.
है. I think.
You know, anytime I get to hear Calaris cast the show match is incredibly loves to do those, so I'm so glad he was able to get one in.
He looked pretty good with the headband as well.
Yeah, he did. He rocked the red one too. I was like, man, this guy is styling today. Should have kept it on
भाई
all day, in
एक
my
chicken
opinion.
मिल जाए मजा आ जाएगा.
Yeah.
Oh, that's
I saw him
right.
backstage.
We
He
only
was
want
running
one
with his arms
chicken.
behind his back.
Uh-huh.
Yeah. He does that everywhere now.
Wow. I like it. It's a good look. He should hold on to it. Speaking of good looks, right? Ulf looking pretty good today. I mean, they're in 2nd place. They've been getting a ton of eliminations here. It's going to be interesting to see how this whole thing fares out. I'm interested to see kind of how teams develop their mindset here going into today specifically, because I think a lot of squads just need to pretend like, hey, this is match 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, we just got our rondo out the way, now into Erangel.
Yeah, Aaron doing a lot of work for the team on Ulf right now. The elims he's been able to find, picking them away from a lot of different scenarios. He's been able to extract just these sneaky little flush steals once or twice, as well as the rest of Ulf doing a lot more. They had a really solid position during that rondo. There were some difficult south shifts that forced them off that high ground mountain quite a while into the zones, which kind of took a little bit of momentum away from them, but the fact that they're able to convert and get a decent line on that game was pretty great, and getting that match MVP title as well for Eren. So yeah, in second place.
We Indians are vegetarians, that's why no chicken till now. What the fuck?
It's a very
हम सब थोड़ी
grouping over towards the top side of this table still. I mean, there is a bit of a drop off, I think, you know, from
I don't think everyone's
second,
vegetarian in India.
Fairly flexible still, given the number of
I
matches.
mean, godlike players are definitely
it's going to get a lot more
vegetarian.
solid, and teams beneath that, I feel like you're stretching a little bit far now to try and catch up.
Yeah, I mean, there's still plenty of time, right? I mean, we got to look at the math of it. I mean, there's a lot of games still left to be played. I get where you're going with this, though, right? With how these top teams are performing, it's getting real scary here, right? So if you want to be able to make a run for that first place, you got to start performing here, right now. Especially for that 9th place on down. It really is starting to get chicken dinner time.
Yeah, absolutely.
But we've seen teams go, you know, back-to-back, triple chicken dinner. So for all you guys that are fans there of, you know, 4 Thrives, Vitality, Flat, S2G, all the squads down there, you know, give your team your energy, right? Start spamming the chat. They need that positive reinforcement here because they are not even close to out of the running there. We got a lot of matches left to go, a couple good wins, and boom, they're at the top.
I'm looking right now at what Enigma Galaxy are doing. This split, we saw it from them in the previous stages. They played it in their group stage. They leave 2 players in Pachinki. They send 2 players out really wide. We've been denied the opportunity to see this happen over the course of these grand finals because of the hot drop with Ida. But now they are unleashed. They've been able to not only get the early loot truck and try and get a little bit of a duplicate on that as well, but they have been able to send out that early duo scout that they seem to find to be successful. They sent out towards Mill to Power before on a game that they were able to win in the end, and they now have a foothold over towards the west side in the fields that stretch out to the north of Quarry. And they'll have to figure out how to regroup at some point, but for now there are still there's still a purple line across the middle of this zone as the arena trying to make it a little bit more
I think he's
waterproof.
way
Don't let
more.
the eagle fly.
Wait, I think
he's going to go to the lobby. That's the first elimination. Joker catching it. And that is devastation for this lobby because, I mean, the arena are red hot today. Just straight aggression, putting on some points on the board. That 2-2 split you called out there from Enigma Galaxy is great to see. See how well it works out for them, though. As they're putting that 2-2, yeah, because if the zone goes on over to the east side, they got a position locked down. If it goes on over to the west, they got a spot. So just depending on where the zone goes, but at the same time, it's difficult to get there.
Well, guys, thank you so much for the finger heart. Thank you.
Aurora, still a military base. They're going to be starting to push themselves up through the bridge side. Nobody gatekeeping it, so they should have a clean path on in. But we're still in the very early game here. Only 1 player in this lobby has been eliminated.
Yeah, only the 1 pickup found. We saw that. Over onto Tianba as well, which is not going to be friendly. They had a real glow up into the survival stage, I think it's safe to say. But here, it's not quite been as consistent. And when that's probably likely to the fact that you're adding the top 10 teams back in, right? You're coming back into the lobby with the teams that directly qualified. Tianba, it's great that they've gained that confidence. This is not the Tianba we saw in their group stage, but there is a little bit more force to come up against. And that's, I think what they're trying to come to terms with.
This lobby is wild. It really is. I love to see just the progression here of PUBG Mobile. Back in the day, we had like a handful of good teams and everybody else was kind of pretty far down when it came to skill. But the skill gap has been closed, and teams are going to have to get moving real quick here. That 2-2 split working out for Enigma Galaxy, considering that they already have a couple players in this area. Vitality's right behind them, though. Coops got to get away from this one. He's on the drive. Trying to sneak away here. Serpentine, he's down low. Can he get away? No.
so close. And remember, the 2-2 split there means that he's just not got the
Vitality
cover
नहीं
of another
छोड़ेगी
team, of the rest of his
भाई
teammates to actually
भाई
take
अभी
that fight.
chase
So for
करेंगे
Enigma
क्या
Galaxy, this is the worst case
No way.
scenario. They've left Satan alone out on the western side. Ralph and Lord
Not
unlikely to be
chasing,
able to
I
push
guess.
on through. Ooh, Ulf losing Aaron though, as they rotate out to the west as well, is a pretty big pickup for the lobby to be able to find that one. And in the center of this, it starts to get crunched in. E-Arena, I feel like they've got a pretty solid
shout
spot
out
on this.
दो वरना
Vitality trying to
RF
line
Max
the edge
team
of that
shout out
swamp.
यार मेरे को मारना मत है
Defend it like an ogre.
Run, Satan, run. He's all by himself, just trying to find a position for the rest of his team. But the rest of his team is going to have a tough time rotating on over to him.
Yeah, that's. I was just having a little chuckle to myself about how it looks like Satan's trying to go over the north, and the other duo from Enigma Galaxy, it looks like they're trying to go around the south. And
yeah,
the Benny Hill music was playing in my head. They were chasing each other's tails, and neither one able to catch it. But it's going to be a sent straight through the middle. I mean, for Enigma Galaxy, it's a repair play. Lovely little thread on the needle there for IQ. Over towards Federalis, and they share the swamp across the way.
Nice little pop shot. Oh, they want this. Okay, 14's on the push. Here come 4 Thrives now. Battling it out. Hozaifa up close and personal. Axel driving away, using that hovercraft to find an off angle. That's going to make things interesting. Vitality going to have to make some plays though. Arena catching out Raouf. So that 2-2 split not working
guys,
at all.
thank you so much for another finger heart. Thank you.
From Hozaifa. And 4T turning things around here. There's another one!
Hell yeah.
You had to know it was coming, Axel. And you pay the price.
T24 does get flushed in the meantime. S2G third-partying this from the south side. Hot Jukes Razak is in the hovercraft, but it starts to go up in flames, and down he goes. 4 Thrives. Ruthless aggression roll-up coming on in. Hit them with the suplex and take them down out of the ring. They are no longer in this Royal Rumble.
Ooh, welcome to Suplex City, baby. That's how you do it. 4 Thrives getting hot. 4 eliminations taking out Team Vitality with a great shutdown there. And now you can see on the side of Everest, Team Flash, they're going to be holding that high ground. Next circle about the top.
RF Max, thank you so much for the 139. Thank you.
We'll find out. Lord getting eliminated here, and south we go. Yoink!
All right. I mean, to be fair, this is actually kind of chill, given the layout of all of our teams,
sure,
right?
We're already here.
A lot of them decided to go down south. The major feature that caused this is those fields, right? That sit to the south of Hospital. Nobody wants to sit in them. It is really nasty to be in that sort of area, as well as Everest being a roadblocker on the northeast side of it. It creates this lineup. So teams funneled into the south side, so a circle like this actually benefits the majority of the lobby.
Yes, it does. Yeah, I mean, they were already all set up in this position. The zone going here, super beneficial. This is a huge spot here, and it's a battle of contention. Aurora starting to push Nongshim Red Force. It's a rematch, and Nongshim Red Force win once again.
No doubt in my mind, that's how it should have gone in that last match. They make it happen, repeating history. And does that mean that Aurora are living up to the definition of insanity? I don't know, but they're going to have to change something if they want to win the fights against Nongshim and join them back up on the podium, because they are putting some pace down now, the South Korean side, opening distance and take control of an area on the south edge of this circle. Putting pressure onto S2G, stopping Godlike potentially moving in, as well as Flash off in the distance.
I've had the pleasure of being able to spend some good quality time with the players from Aurora, especially after their performance at PMGC. And I'll tell you one thing. If I know these guys, they are fuming right now.
Well, you know, it's not infrequent that Doc wins the MVP award, despite not winning this tournament.
Yeah.
And he's not necessarily on track to do that here, but yeah, it's evident that they definitely are gunning for this top spot, but right now they're being denied.
Yeah, let's take a look though as we move on over to some of these other fights. Now 14 teams are remaining. We got Aurora, Vitality out. A couple players from some other squads out as well.
ये जो पीछे तबला बजा रहे लोग थकते नहीं हैं क्या?
2 eliminations. They are the big squad in this lobby. Got a nice position in this zone as well. Let's going to be really interesting to see how this game is going to fare. Also can't wait to hear what the Deaths has to say, especially about like that Enigma Galaxy split. I hope we hear from them because it's such an interesting play.
Well, I mean, that circle shift out to the west side that went so quickly kind of devastated them. If it hadn't been as hard, it basically, I think almost any other circle, it wouldn't have been anywhere near as devastating for them. It was just so nasty because everybody started flooding west almost immediately. Oh, speaking of difficult circle shifts, that is pretty nasty. But yeah,
ये वाली ridge is kind of nice. ये वाली छोटी है लेकिन ये बहुत इधर से पढ़ सकते हैं पूरा area चाहिए होगा.
Yeah, disappointing, unfortunate. Maybe they need a hot drop to be able to perform well in these games. Maybe Ida should go back to Pachinki, and that's what they've read into. But you know, Ida pretty happy with themselves that they did right now, because they have that Gatco position. They are one of the only teams in the northeast side in these open fields.
And they get blessed here in this circle, and that just goes to show sometimes a hot drop is good to avoid. Satan all by himself. Oh, he's so in trouble. It's on fire. That Murado, he's going to have to pop out, lay down, and Nongshim Red Force right there.
भाई
This is
गाड़ी तो
literally
फोड़
the
लो
worst location to keep yourself into. Not good. Well, yeah, just a bad game for Enigma Galaxy overall. Still, I mean, still a couple more though in the books.
It's not terrible for him in this position, right? You have this little defilade, you're kind of covered off from the buildings out in the open. The nades, though, from Nongshim Red Force does make it all the more terrible.
That
the speed with which they rolled up does make it harder, but he's still got a little bit of fire in the belly, Jukes.
Less terrible now. Yeah, Satan
भाई
on
मेरे
the
कमरे में.
move. Did get a nice knock there, and now it's bad.
Okay, yeah, well, he's not there anymore. My point was, there is a little bit of cover, and teams on that ridgeline can't necessarily peek over the top. The reason that they were able to do so is because there isn't so many teams out in the open fields, right? And if it happened a little bit later, maybe that would have changed. So I think I read a little bit too much into that to call it enough cover. But either way, he does go down.
6 shot, though.
One of the very few players to be able to knock him in on that
बड़ी
side,
छिपकली है मेरे कमरे
really
में.
nice.
Just saying.
Just saying, indeed. Not an easy feat.
Hora.
Wow, what happened to Hora?
They tried to roll in from the west side, and it didn't work. I think that's a pretty apt summation of what's about to happen.
Hate to see it.
Yeah, you do. Orangutan have a real opportunity though to find an isolated
बंदे
outpost
उधर.
as the south side gets hot as well.
वो जो की fight होने वाली है
You can see
इधर से.
so easy on fire. But down to 1 HP, he's gonna get knocked. Al-Ula looking to take out Nongshim Red Force.
S2G.
And yeah, here comes S2G. This Wizard Tower is by far one of the most dominant positions in this zone, and that's why so many teams, they want it, and they want it bad. S2G on the push. They know that that Wizard Tower is weak from this hillside. Starting to throw some utility out, trying to see if they can get a good opening knock here.
मार रही है वे गॉडल मार
Seems
रही
like
है.
they're slowing it down though. Over on the northwest side, you've got E-Arena at loggerheads. Scrapping it out across the way as well with Furia. 2 players, 3 players now down. Turny K's on the inside. Terminate with
मिला
P90.
एक को एक
Pops the
kill
reload
मिला.
there. Gets the ammo back
दो
into
मिले
control,
वे.
and the res can come through as well for the backlines. Furia are going to get dismantled, and they get taken down.
Oh, it's rough, especially considering they lost out to E-Arena. They feed E-Arena 4 more points. The White Rabbit really on the run here. Hopping to victory. Next zone, where's he going? If it centers up, it's going to be disgusting as that field is wide open. Okay, it goes to the north side.
Is it like a rule that the circle has to touch the edge of the previous one in this game?
Just hug it.
It's just like, yeah, I just pick a point around the circle, I attach myself to that. See what we're going to go for. Another hard shift is crazy, but it's a crazy fight unfolding for Godlike as they find one, try and trade it around the corner with Team Flash.
Let's go,
down.
W's.
Put into the meat grinder there.
Let's go at Mino, getting a nice knock and finish. 4 points on the side of Godlike. Haven't had the hottest of starts here. Still putting up some points on the board though. OG, other Indian team, putting in some nice knocks. And Godlike OG are right next to each other on the leaderboards. Again, Still a lot of matches left to be played. This could be that start for them to take charge. A few good games is all it takes.
There's fewer and fewer matches though getting played. Alula try and roll up, try and take this fight with S2G. It's not going super well for them as they haven't even been able to find that knock onto Hamzy. Down the hill, he was able to survive on a sliver of HP. Gets the healing done nice and fast, and S2G can transition now without Alula breathing down their necks. They've only got one player, and Yasser is already sending out into the open. 4 Thrives getting roadblocked on the northern rotate as Ulf and Arena sit in front of them. Alula losing their final backstop, and Godlike now trying to roll up into the engagement as Eden takes shots from a distance.
Yeah, and that's it for Alula. Now you got S2G that we're holding this Wizard Tower here, but is now outside of the circle. They're gonna have to get moving. Meanwhile, you got Tianba trying to get rezzed up here. Out in the open. They got a couple busted up vehicles here for cover, utilizing those smokes as well, but the pressure is imminent. Now comes Scarface. Scarface with a nice nade onto Joker. That's gonna finally pepper E-Arena's position. But now E-Arena are in this next zone. Godlike trying to possibly gatekeep this. I almost ran right into that nade. That was dangerous.
Solo remaining for Nongshim.
OG casualty
A spiteful look in his eye, a glint, a gleam of malice, but it's spotted by Solke. He sees that one gleaming in the grass and puts it down. Snake out of action.
That's huge. Now they don't got to worry about that anymore. But now they got to worry about Godlike, as they got one of those players up close and personal. Gonna switch on fights on over to this fight though, as E-Arena, top team in the lobby, still alive. Now we're back.
Hey, they're more than alive. They're kind of thriving on this northwest side in that fight. Goodness me. Godlike losing their backstop there as Mino goes down. And now playing on as 2 chunks being torn out of everyone as TourneyK continues to turn up the heat with that P90.
I think OG can really get this one.
From Ulf.
Godlike को मुश्किल है, बस एक ही बचा है.
That is huge. That's
तो zone भी उनसे heavy गया
now
है
getting in the mix. They know it's E-Arena, so if you're Tianba, this needs to be your hard focus here. You want to be able to slow them down.
Godlike का एक ही बचा है ना.
Sure. You absolutely do, but the question is, can you? With TourneyK out, you're right, without that P... Oh, wait, hang on a minute. I think Joker was able to recover the P90 just there.
Do you have ammo for it, though?
I believe he was able to pick everything up there from the body.
Oh,
but it's a
भाई zone है OG पे, zone है OG पे. Let's go, let's go. They just don't have to उनको casualty नहीं देनी. कोई push आना आए तो मस्त संभालना है. अभी IQ
has taken a knee. Scarface down low, last player alive. Nade over the top from IQ. Good bounce, rolls under, right behind the wheel arch, and it's right in his face. Scarface, you can't chew that.
आतंकी ने knock kick. आतंकी knock
He
kick.
ate that one, and 4 Thrives on the move. IQ going on over to Falak, gets the res right on time. Save.
Able to keep things alive. No idea what that was. Able to keep him alive, but Huzaifa not so lucky. As Falak will get back to his feet. But they have a long road to tread now. S2G covering off the south rotate, and I feel like E-Arena sweeping around may not be the worst idea. Maybe try and push through 4 Thrives. Continue on, challenge S2G's backstop. It's a difficult approach. No matter which way you cut it, but for E-Arena, they're already on 6 elims, Dukes. They're already into the top 6. They're having a good game, and everybody from 2nd down to 6th has already gone down.
Oh, Schweppes spins out and gets punished. Falak barely moving out the way, gets a couple. But now there's Mormon up. IQ, gotta make a play here. You need to stop E-Arena. They have been too dominant so far. They are putting in work. They take down Falak. Now Mormon gonna have to run away. This nade looks good from IQ though. Oh, it gets to secure 4
IQ भाई, ये IQ क्या है?
Okay, so they are drawn a little bit shorter than they could have gone. Really nice hold there from Falak, I think, on that roll-up from E-Arena. He was able to do so much damage. Unfortunately, not able to survive, but IQ was, and he was able to put a 10th elimination on the cards there. 4 Thrives. They have been blasting on this western side in the thick of it. The fight, seemingly, where the flower of their success has bloomed. IQ now rolls over the top, steps up with Aching, and he springs out wide. Nearly sends to the sky, but will take the tumble, finally going down. And breaches them up to 60 points.
Oh, and now he gets it. I'll take that buggy. Thank you very much.
Let's go.
As he's going to go ahead and head into this next zone. Oh, getting shot up. Oh,
But
that hurts. And S2G
Not getting in here. Access denied. Hey, you know what's brilliant?
What's that?
Ida didn't hot drop, and now they're in the final circle.
Oh!
Isn't that great?
It's almost like it was a good idea.
Who'd have thought? Who could have thought that not dying immediately would be a good idea? Orangutan trying to break out from their compound on the north side, but again, so open. Two teams with broadside on you. I don't think you last that much longer here. A cop on that north edge. I feel like we're just waiting for him to go down here.
Oh, yeah.
And he falls.
Goodbye, and S2G finally starting to make some noise here in Erangel, but it's S2G versus Ida.
Two teams from Turkey.
भाई उधर वैसे एक घर के एंड पे जोन था एक जन तो रुक सकता था
Oh, yeah. At the moment, Ida are completely penned in within their compound, and with this circle, they have to leave. There is no two ways about it. Man. They have to get out of there. The question is how you do it. The start needs to be a big pick.
The zone didn't touch the edge.
Oh my goodness. Crazy.
What a change up here. Kamikaze able to find a P90 and full level 3 gear. Oh man, that is just so good on the side of S2G. Gotta be careful though, he's gonna be hiding behind this tree. Cannot afford to get knocked, but they have full control of the circle. Ida have to move out. If you're Ida right now, you really need to kind of start peeking and trying to find a pick. If you can get a good knock here.
I think. No, they're just loading up. I mean, look at the times on those smokes. Yeah, they're just going to go for the vehicle and try and crash it. They're going to try and read the zone. The laying out back, the laying out wide for S2G. They've left a trap for Lost to be able to find the pickup, but Rita may be able to find something. The fact that there's only one knock set to Ida is not great for S2G, but finally get a second. There is finally an answer, and Emre charges in, but the ammo count is very, very low there, and they've already lost two.
Trying to get this confirmation. He should be able to get at least one. Yeah, he'll take that point. All right, well, that's a consolation prize. But S2G looking to make this happen unless Darkin gets a good shot. He's only got 21 rounds left.
In the Mini 14.
And Kamikaze's full level 3'd out. That's going to be a hard knock.
I mean, there's plenty of ammo left in the back pocket there. Oh, Kamikaze. Oh, what a lineup. Steps out a little bit too wide there. And Emre able to shut it down, but he's getting crunched in by the zone. Forced in, but S2G seemed like they had complete broadside here, but now we're in a 2 versus 2. Emre steps back into the blue. Baits Sulke out for the peak, but doesn't quite confirm. He's still down on his belly, though. Stands up, goes for the fight. Does take a lick back, but Sulke puts him down. A 1 versus 2 as Darkin spreads out wide, tries to sweep over towards the off angle.
Hit the gas. Darkin coming up close and personal, and S2G with the DBS. And nah, not today. This is our game to win. That's a big S2G chicken dinner.
S2G going God mode at the end there. Chokehold on the zone, able to take it all down. Nobody standing in their way. Really nicely felt there on that south edge. For Ida, a little bit too passive in their zone, in their compound, but they survived deep into the match, Jukes, and that is a good result. I feel like they were able to do, well, I know that they were able to do a lot more than they've done in any other Erangel over the course of this tournament.
Yeah, or any other game in this tournament.
Of these finals.
Yeah, this is huge for the side of Ida. Honestly, a great finish. They were stuck in those buildings. That's a hard one to win. I just personally would rather see them just from those buildings really try to pursue a knock before just randomly sending it in. I think that would have been the play, but hey, you know what? To each their own. Sometimes you got to go for it. It could have gone either way, but S2G, I mean, they're so good at just popping people out of vehicles that it just made it hard. But we did see that solo player from Ida really put in work towards the end, almost turned things around for them.
I mean, Emery was doing a lot over in the open field there. I feel like what happened there was that they got information on the backlines on towards where Lost was, and they were able to flow out that way, and that's what they went for in those final moments. Maybe a little bit over-invested on the angle though.
Let's listen in to see what
वाले तो क्या कर रहे समझ ही नहीं आ रहा.
Match.
सुनिए Evdeki araba çıkıyor, sağ çıkıyor. Tamam.
All out सुना रहे भाई.
Hadi arabayı tutacağım. Bakacağım. Ha çok mermim yok, sıkmayacağım, gelsin. Geliyor, sana geliyor. Pozisyon alacağım. Nice oğlum, nice.
Nice,
That sounded really chill. That sounded really chill.
That sounded
They felt in
really
control, and I
chill.
could smell it.
Oh yeah, they knew that was their win. Yeah, let's get high, folks. This is what it's all about. The best of the best on the planet, battling it out for some major money. What a game. S2G finally get their win here. And we still got a whole bunch of more games coming up.
EWC 26, I'm the 7WG, and I'm joined by none other than the record-breaking man, Snacks Gaming. Snacks, how are you enjoying Paris so far?
I'm in amazing bonjour and representing India here doing the watch party. I'm the first Indian ever to host a watch party officially from the S tier tournament, World Stage, World Cup. First Indian ever to do the watch party, and I'm super proud that these 8 boys, the game they showed in the group stage, the way they qualified, the standard they have set, because we don't get to play regularly these lobbies, and the way they adapted these lobbies and the way they qualified made us proud, and that's why I'm here.
That's the biggest one, the way that they have adapted to the lobby. I feel like it's one of their biggest strengths too. We saw that with OG, we saw it with Godlike as well. Talking about Godlike, no more hot drops out of that team. They started performing a lot better here in these last matches.
In the group stage, as they said, they did try to experiment the drop fights. I mean, they had a lot of drop fights, but initially for the first day of the group stage, they didn't feel good after taking the drop fights. They switched the playstyle and now they're playing safe for the initial part of the drop. Then after that, if they survive 4-man, you have seen the players' potential. The way S-Power clutched, I mean, I feel like it's going to be the clutch of the tournament. The way he played, the gunpower these boys have is insane. I just want them to stick together, play 4-man together, because in this lobby, it's all about team game. It's all about the way these teams isolate fights. And I wish they play together and they bring something really good performance back for India.
And I'm hoping that's going to be the case, especially with the first round that we just saw, and then on the upcoming matches as well. I think they will be able to bounce back. I have Godlike finishing in top 5 and OG finishing in top 10.
Damn.
What are your predictions, brother?
I mean, I just want them to do good, because we don't know the struggle they have been going through. We don't know the grind, how much grind they have did. Everything answers only through the gameplay. I wish we get top 5 for both the teams. It's going to be a huge thing for India, because again I said we don't get used to play regularly in these lobbies, and we get more opportunities because of these boys. And all these players watching from India, all these esports players watching from India, they'll get inspired and they'll feel motivated to do more for the country.
100%. Shukriya, bhai. Thank you so much for joining us. I hope you enjoyed the rest of the show, and I hope that the Indian teams continue to step it up. Back for some more PMWC at EWC 26.
ठीक ज़्यादा स्ट्रेस मत दो. अरे बाप रे. Hi Sahil, what's up? आपकी तबीयत तो फुल डाउन है. अभी देखा क्या तुमने? Guys, I feel, should I go or should I watch one more match? एक लास्ट मैच में सोच रही हूँ, देख सकते हो.
Great interview with Snacks
I
Gaming,
think.
and I'm glad that he was able to make it here to Paris, EWC 26 for PMWC, the grand finals. But let's talk about this game, because S2G, we finally got a chance to see S2G the way that we have been wanting them to. Pretty much having to grind out that circle, having to push people away like they were able to do with Alula.
It was clearly a Turkish wombo combo right there. First and second place got Ida getting himself the second place. Finally, right, can talk about that a bit later on. But yeah, S2G.
Good, don't
beautiful
spam,
fight onto
you'll get a
Abdullah. There was
timeout.
Godlike, there was also Nongshim Red Force, and they were all vying for that one Harry Potter
40
tower
के
down on
बारे
the
में
southern edge, and overall the fighting capabilities
Honestly,
of
वो
SGG
जो
have been
बंदा था
soaring
ना,
in the
IQ,
finals, and we
I
just see
think
more consistency, which is
बहुत
what
अच्छा
I was
खेला वो
hoping
ये
to see
game.
from this roster.
Last
Yeah, I
game.
mean, I really enjoy right
played
now
early,
the classic
I think.
Kamikaze,
वो burst
which
तो
is
एकदम
now
crazy था
canonically
भाई.
known as just the full
And then
center
उसके
as
बाद
a
भी
one
उसने
player,
flash निकाले
and then
तीन
just dominate from there. And the thing is, Kamikaze can get it done, which is super interesting.
Happy
Just
birthday, Neem
exerts a lot of control,
Kothari.
Soul Cape on the backlines on that anchor. Super cool. Wouldn't call it a wombo combo. I wouldn't be
Hyunwoo.
comboing Ida with S2G. That's not fair. I'd
भाई
have them
कुछ
separately. You know,
मतलब
S2G, you know, maybe
भाई
up here.
players
and
crazy
Ida
खेल रहे
down
हैं.
here, something like that.
I feel like that was the only time I could really say it. So that's why.
क्यूनबिन भी क्या crazy खेल रहा है भाई. इस पावर का clutch हो गया.
Sitting at the end giggling at you guys.
वो भी एकदम
Just hand it
crazy
over to
था.
IQ. Can I just
Yes.
like an MVP right now, because holy guacamole, the clutch
Holy
insanity
guacamole.
from IQ right now. Obviously, you know, we kind of want the rest of Fourth Thrives to join in on that action, but the clutch ability and also the decision making and the macro calls from IQ right now is insane. Also, the opening fights and frags that IQ is doing. We obviously saw it on the rooftop. Just I think I blinked. I think me and Max just kind of blinked, and I was like, wow, that was the fastest kill I've kind of seen. But like, it's insane the performance coming out of a single player right now.
Yeah, we saw it. We saw him being able to get that first knock on Vitality. I ended up jumping off my seat, Max, because that was such a good opening, and it was actually the decision making, as you were just mentioning, Lace. The decision making from this squad is something that we keep kind of questioning, but they were able to just send it right away to Vitality without even thinking about it. They were like, one knock, let's do it.
Yeah, I mean, it's really good decision making overall. You get, we're just trading mics all over the place. But no, it's lovely to see that IQ gets that opening knock with an insanely accurate burst spray. Like, that was just a beautiful execution. And the team's like, well, we have the man advantage. Might as well send it and actually get that engagement. So yeah, IQ's just been spectacular, not just in terms of the eliminations he's able to get. We're just trading stuff right now still. But also in the terms of the opportunities he is able to create for the entire
If you're not feeling well, you must go. Your community will be right here when you're better.
Let's take a look. Actually, I want to see Fourth Thrive stats.
I feel like I was gonna watch the matches anyways.
Has been picking it up so far today. They've been getting
But
those
I feel like
eliminations. I wanna see a
इतनी
little
कम
bit more
energy के साथ
placement
मुझे
points
stream
out of this
नहीं
squad,
करनी
especially
चाहिए.
for this last match. IQ.
Yeah.
It's not just Falag too, Blank, because that's one thing that we always talk about Fourth Thrives. Falag, who Saifa has been able to step it up to when we ended up thinking about PMGO. T24 is that player that just really hasn't been performing that well. I'm hoping is going to start picking it up.
I mean, T24 has always been a really good player, right? Overall,
भाई मैं
which has
AC
been
भी नहीं
nice to
चला
see, but you're
सकती
right.
because I'm
Huzaifa putting a lot of work here.
sweating.
IQ, you were talking about clutch ability with a macro play as well on
नहीं
side. He's
मतलब मैं
making some
AC
good
भी
calls
नहीं
right
चला
now.
सकती हूँ
I think
क्योंकि
for this game, you're getting deeper and deeper into these
I'm
matches.
sick.
Is a really, really important thing for Fourth Thrives. There was a lot of love from the crowd there as well, which was great to see. I was going to just say, why have you got
can't
heavier
go
mic
out.
to all of us? It's your mic, like,
I'm
here, let's switch
sick.
it. What, you want yours back? King Mike.
So I can talk to Tomash.
This one's like less. Ooh,
better.
Yeah, this feels lights, you know, light on my feet on the desk. You can call this a desk because I'm more of a couch. But yeah, overall, I think I completely agree with you.
रो क्यों रहे हो सब लोग?
I do just want to kind of bring it
Fumble.
back to
What did I
Samba right
fumble?
now. They did drop in.
अच्छा.
Max, don't leave me hanging. Come on.
Oh, sorry.
Hey,
Please go on.
let's chat about Siamba, right? We have a lot to
When
talk
that
about.
anime voice. That's not an anime voice. आपने वो देखा है? कौन सी movie है वो? Mean
I think the
Girls.
team definitely slowed down. Slowed
नहीं,
down in a
Mean
big
Girls
way.
नहीं है.
It is hurting them a lot. We're
वही
not
तो
seeing
है.
those
बहुत
snap
famous
decisions
dialogue
anymore.
है उसमें.
Yeah, it's not even like that
वो
they're
दो
trying
calls
to
पे
do
होती है.
something a little bit
एक कुछ
different.
gossip
It's now
देती है.
just their
एक कुछ
strategy is
gossip
not
देती है.
working
एक
for
कुछ
it.
gossip
It's
देती है.
insane to see.
फिर
They're
एक
still making
बाहर
the same
बुला
strategies,
एक
the
बाहर
rotates.
बुलाती है.
But
कह देती है
when
हाँ
going
आ
into a
जाती
fight
हूँ.
now, they seem
फिर
to be
दूसरी
losing
कुछ
it,
gossip
which
देती कि इसने
they're
तेरे बारे
playing
में
their
ये
same
बोला है.
game, but it's not working
फिर
out for them. So I'm
वो
saying,
ऐसे
I'm
अच्छा
picking
अच्छा.
up what you're putting
तो
down
कहते
here.
I can't
Me
I
too.
can't go
And one
out.
team that's been picking it up, especially here in the last couple of games too, has
फिर
been
वो
OG. OG has
दूसरी
been able to
बंदी
step it up. We
ऐसे
saw them finish in the top 4 situation
फिर वो
right
फोन
there.
डाल
And
देती है.
they've been seeing,
अब
they've been
कैसे
solving
नहीं
the
देगा
rondo,
वो?
being able to
It's a
get
very
eliminations too,
iconic
switching it
scene.
up a little bit more,
I think.
using the rondo since they're able to revive people, trying to be more aggressive, Max.
Yeah, definitely
Mean
see the
Girls
aggression
ही है
we
movie.
witnessed
Mean
from them
Girls
back
है
in
ना?
their
वही
respective
नाम
group,
है ना?
right? It kind of fizzled out. They've been more passive from time to time. But no, here actually a really good 2-2 split, maintaining that high ground position up north and sending 2 players down. I understand the reasoning behind it, but at the end, pushing that compound is incredibly rough onto Ida as we check out all of the winning teams of today. But I do want to highlight here before we do wrap up this desk. Man, Ida finally gave up the hop onto Nigma Galaxy. Oh my goodness, thank you so much.
It's good, right? You know, getting a second place off the back of that is cool. I was
Odyssey
almost
देखने
expecting
जा
them
रहे
to clutch up there.
अभी release
versus
नहीं हुई क्या
S2G, because
Odyssey
that is
अभी
very
तक?
typical Ida, is just to get all the way to an end game and then just have a really silly win at the end of it.
Yeah. Ida, sorry, I'm thinking about Furia because I saw them being able to get that
Sick
chicken dinner
gaming.
earlier in the game. But Ida, yes, I
Sick
agree with
chic.
both of you. I'm glad that they finally just stopped doing that hot drop and decided to change the mentality because they were in last place before they decided to make that change. One team that's currently not in last place and is wanting to challenge that first place is none other than Furia, and I believe Kalari's got a chance to talk to them.
Hey guys, of course I am down here on the stage with Ayala as I have him after this great performance here throughout day number 2 of the finals. My first question here for Erengel is, sorry, Miramar even I should say, in the second Miramar. You guys had great space control
regarding
to eventually get yourself to
Paris
that win.
and
So
Watch
talk to
Party.
me about that late game and what threats you might face.
तो
queria perguntar como
लेकिन
foi o
जयेश
jogo de
मुझे
Miramar
बुरा
para
फील
vocês,
करवा
né?
रहा
Ali no final, como é que
because
vocês
I
se
could not
sentindo ali
go
no late
to
game?
Paris तो
Qual foi a estratégia de
but
vocês?
he said कि अगर मैं पेरिस जाती तो उधर से वॉच पार्टी की वो जाती परमिशन प्रोबेबली जुगाड़ करवा देते हैं जुगाड़ नहीं मतलब whatever but फिर मुझे और बुरा लगा oh I could have done watch party
So it
from
was a
Paris
very nice play. We managed to get it through
Could have,
with
would
3
have,
players.
could
So it
have.
was really important for us. We made the right decisions, and we could get it.
Awesome. So let's talk about the Rondo for a moment because that was great as well. You guys eventually entered into the silos, the urban area and things like that. And I thought you were going to be in a lot of trouble, but you actually looked amazing in that execution. So what were your concerns on Rondo? Who were you kind of looking out for and how did you execute that?
A partida de Rondo também foi muito boa, né? Vocês entraram ali no silo e ficaram por ali, parecia que ia dar ruim algumas horas, mas conseguiram sair muito bem. Quais eram suas preocupações ali nessa queda e nessa partida que vocês estavam sentindo?
Nessa partida de Rondo,
Why not
gente
rest
começou
if you're
bem,
sick?
fazendo marquinhos no começo, depois
This is me
fomos lá no
resting
marquinhos,
only
só
मैं
que
जिम
a
नहीं
gente
जा रही हूँ
errou
3
em
दिन
alguma coisa
से
no
that is me
finalzinho
resting
que a gente depois da play conversou, então
मैं कुछ नहीं कर रही हूँ बैठ के बस अभी स्ट्रीम कर रही हूँ ये रेस्ट नहीं है तो क्या है
ganhar esse campeonato.
So it was a pretty nice match. We managed to get us some kills on the start and in the
रही
middle
बात है
game.
मीटिंग की I was
By
a
the
bit
end, we did some mistakes,
बाकी
but after the game we talked,
ठीक है
we
अच्छा
solved
था
those
it was
mistakes,
nice
and we are
the
better for the next ones.
staff the
Fantastic.
management
Well, thank
was
you very much for
really
joining me,
really
Ayala.
good
That is it for us here down on the stage.
the crowd I'm not
Thank you, Kalaris,
sure
and thank you, Ayala, as well, for that great answer. And yeah, for this
I
team,
mean,
they
लड़कियां
started
बहुत
off hot
sweet थी
today. This last
लड़कियां
match, though,
बहुत
ended up being a big old donut. I think they'll be able to bounce back.
Ayala, you may have your driver's license back. I will bestow it upon you once more because now the decisions to use the vehicle are working for you and not just going in there and seeing what sticks. But no, look, the elimination consistency from Furia is, you know, we always speak about it. They are a sort of an aggressive, dominant team. But now, you heard it from them. They're taking it there. They are moving a little bit further in placement points, which is exciting to see, especially on the map where they they got their chicken dinner and the way that they were able to just wait. Sometimes they just get a little bit too happy, aggressive, and they're like, you know what, we're going to create our own play. However, the patience that they are showing now, especially Max, it's just working for them, and it's a great Furia look.
It really is. I mean, I kind of want to go a little bit deeper almost on Furia in the sense that
My
I was
boys
expecting
can't
Silence and Ayala to put up big numbers, which they still are on occasion. But I
वो
feel like Higo
Hyunbin
has
है
really
तो
risen up the ranks in this
Hyunbin
tournament. He's gotten so many great plays. Sometimes we're players are given
Paraboy
a lot of
Paraboy
ones, and you
करेगा
don't want to do that to
Paraboy
Higo because you will get those eliminations if you give them that slightest opportunity to fight back. But yeah, Higo is looking great. So literally the entirety of Furia has that potential to be in the top 10 players in this event.
छोले
But you gotta
भटूरे या
remember, Igor, too, is a
हरीश की
player
पाव
that has
भाजी
won MVP in the past for Americas too, when he ended up being in
Personally,
previous
I
teams
prefer
before
chole
joining
bhature,
Furia,
I
right?
think.
So we know that he can definitely put up those
Pav
points.
bhaji bhi
We just want to
अच्छी
see
होती है।
Silence even more. Silence, what's your pick for MVP? But let's take a look at the overall so we can see where some of these squads are currently sitting at, because I would love to see where Furia is currently at, with E-Arena still being in first place, the gap being there about 18 points from Off Esports.
Well, I mean, for Ayala and Chief as well, like back in Liquid days, I think for honestly those boys,
Non-Chief भाई नॉन्ग से मार रही है धीरे-धीरे ऊपर थर्ड पे आ गई
massively. They massively locked
Nong
down
Shim
games.
jeet
We're
rahe
not
hai,
quite
mujhe
getting
to
there
lag
yet.
raha
We
hai.
are slowing
Nong
things down,
Shim
like you
is
say,
gonna
Lace,
win.
which is a very, very good thing to get those placement points on board. But I think that as soon as we start seeing Fury in those end games, we're looking really
Nong
good.
Shim is
Nick
gonna
McGuinness
win.
is still up there. Ulf looking fantastic. I mean, it's more consistent than anything. They haven't really been a big driver in these matches, but sitting at 67 points right now, I think they can push that a little bit further. But Aurora slowly slipping down these rankings now.
Yeah, Aurora is starting to be a bit of a red flag for me as well, Lace.
Yeah, it's a little disappointing to see. They're getting active and busy in sort of these mid games, but they're not sort of pushing it any further than that, and not sort of solidifying any eliminations. It's kind of like I feel like Aurora and especially Ulf, they're obviously doing well. They're not on that second page, but I kind of feel like they're just sliding by. Consistency's there. I would say Aurora has got more consistency than Ulf, for example, but I'm kind of just feeling like they're just the crazy one.
I mean, Aurora, actually, if you compare it, the placement points to the teams above them, they've got wins, right? One win,
reaction
so actually, the
मैं और
placement
क्या
points are not bad.
करूं
It's just really the eliminations they're
Watch
missing out
party में वही
on.
होता
Second
है
page though, teams
which is
still,
wild.
yeah, starting to
You
still
just
linger
get
down
my
here. But keep in
reaction.
mind, Ida started the
Stuff.
day with 2 points. Now they got 25. They're not in the bottom rank anymore.
Stop hyping them up. They've had one good game.
I got to praise them. They didn't hot drop. Okay, so I don't want them to go back to it. Good job, Ida. Keep it up. Yeah,
it's like a kindergarten right now.
Ida fighting.
Good job. You used blue.
Okay, bro.
You get a gold star. Yeah.
I mean, I want to see more Ida. I think Emre's a great player, but we have to be honest. We do have to be honest here about it, where it's not looking great. I'd like to see them push that a little bit further now going forward. But yeah, I do think they're a good team. I think they're a good team. It's just I want to see more out of them. And until then, I'm not going to be praising them for not hot dropping 3 times in a row.
I will. I'm still happy. So
I know you're a lovely guy compared to me.
Hey. By the way, I want to say I'm a little bit scared for Ulf because they're in second place. They got the second place curse. They're Suk 2.0, right? PMGC last year. PMGO Season 1, they got second place, right? Just behind the likes of Fourth Rise and just above Furia. Second place and Ulf is not a great storyline. They're not friends, but they're still up there.
Don't say this to me.
What was that about the nice guy thing? No.
थोड़े फाइट्स निकालने होंगे अपनी टीम को हर गेम से वही यार
Their close range battles,
Bias, kept
amazing.
aside, give me your
But
top 3 and
unfortunately,
bottom
they're sort of
3.
hanging around that engagement too
Top
long.
3 दे सकते
And
bottom
these are
3
sort of
नहीं
in the mid to
दूंगी.
late games where obviously smaller circle,
Top
more
3
teams, third parties are happening, so they're not
is,
sort of leaving this engagement fast enough and
Nongshim,
making that decision to put themselves in a nice spot. However,
EA,
yeah, their
I
fights,
guess.
close range, mid range, in buildings has been so good to watch. And whether it be the whole team or just 2 of them, they do have that firepower and strength, and they're holding on really well. So I do hope that after this engagement, they can move a little further in with their placement and just get those top 5s.
Yeah, I think it's a great point. It is a great point there. Close range combat is really, really good. I think so far in the finals, S-Power has made the best play to date.
Yes.
His long house
let's go.
was just, he was a weapon in that moment, a deadly one at that. I mean, the Molotov through the door, I think the impressive thing about that, it doesn't look amazing in the moment, but the amount of times teams will just bank that Molotov off the doorway and it will just burn yourself out. He ends up finishing Vitality with that Molotov, so it's like a lot of presence of mind in those moments, which is great. But coming back to your point, I think there needs to be, yeah, exactly, presence of mind going forward after that of where you want to take the next thing. I'm willing to give this team the benefit of the doubt right now. I still think they're trying to figure out the pressure on a main stage like this, and it's totally okay. And I think they should be proud of what they've done. I think it's nice to see 2 Indian orgs with like very different play styles as well, you know, learning the battlefield and actually doing fairly good in it. I think OG as well is starting to level up. Aru's getting those eliminations, but so is a Tanky, and I think a Tanky was a great player.
That was the biggest question mark for OG, right? Wondering when the other players were going to start showing up, not just Aru. And I'm with you with during the Godlike and that Molotov. In that moment, we were all hyped. We were like, yes, that was an amazing Molotov because it stopped the other team from being able to just fully flush out the players that were not from him. But before we send it over to the next match, let's send it over to Kalaris and Neptera.
That's right, down on the stage here, of course, with Neptera, Goddess of the Sea, here as we have had 4 games down, 4 games to go. We're going to talk about some of the teams as well, Nep, as we had Furia, looking fantastic so far. Let's just ignore game 1 for a second. But other than that, looks really, really good throughout the day.
It has. I'm really, really excited to see what Furia is actually going to be doing moving forward into the next couple of games, because they are looking just so much better. Their synergy is on point. You can tell the communication is much better. You know, Ayala and Silence, again, in that Miramar, got to shout out them. They were looking very, very good. You know, just being able to play together and work around each other in a way that we were not seeing yesterday. So yeah, I am really excited with them. They're being very decisive as well.
Are you high? I could be high on mid.
So I do like that a lot for them.
Listening to Ayala just before in that interview, very clearly that they're able to shrug off any inconsistencies, shrug off any kind of challenges that do come their way, have a little conversation about it, and then be able to get right back on the horse again to be able to put themselves in a great spot. So I think I've particularly been impressed by the fact that Furia, when they basically fourth-partied that fight on the Miramar, just to clear out that west side was so pivotal to be getting that win.
Oh, it was, and it was such great knowledge of what the teams had to do, right? Not just worrying about their game, but also worrying about what the other teams, what their options were in that zone, right? You know, they were making sure that SGG couldn't come around to the south side. They were making sure Hora didn't push them either, that they were forced into each other. So really just narrowing everybody else's team, everybody else's options. And that is what I love in a team, is that team control, not worrying so much about themselves, but how do we make everybody else work for us?
Let's talk about one of the big names from the group stage, of course, 4 Thrives, that I know a lot of people are looking at and having big expectations of, and rightly so considering what we saw from them in the group stage.
Yeah, I really am hopeful for them because, yeah, again, similar to Furia, right? 4 Thrives had a rocky start to the finals, but what we're seeing from them, particularly in that last Erangel, is they're starting to do their
yes, I'm
over
sick.
onto that west side. They're starting to split
I'm
up. They're
sick.
starting to spread out. They're
Love
starting to
from
take up more
Parry
space, have a little bit more
pairs.
presence, and to me, that tells me that they're feeling very confident now. They're starting
Sheik
to
is
get that
sick, so
confidence
Sheik
back.
name
For
is
me,
sick,
I
so
want to see
sick.
just a little
Are
bit
you
more
okay?
of snappy action coming
my
in. I need to
God,
make those
you guys.
rotations a little bit quicker. They
I'm
need to
okay,
make those
guys.
plays
I'm
a little bit
okay.
quicker.
I'm
Those
okay.
decision making, the timing has to be snappier for me, but otherwise it's just looking really much better.
There's been some good moments, but
You are
there
from
is
India?
also the fact that this lobby has now leveled
No,
up
I am not
even
from
further.
India.
They were
I
able to
am
thrive in the
from-
group death, no doubt about it, but it really has
Where
been quite
am
a
I
test here so far.
from?
Especially when they find themselves in some of those split positions where, unfortunately, I kind of, again, like the Rondo situation,
I
think
don't
it's
know
just
where I
a
am
little
from.
too early to be there, and then eventually they get caved in on. Finally, let's talk about Flash.
Why you
A
ask
team that
me
had,
if
like,
I'm
big
from India?
expectations,
Obviously,
as
I'm
well
from
coming
India.
in to this tournament as a whole. Not quite got their footing underneath them, though. Do you agree or disagree?
I agree. I think I'm not sure what's happened, right? Because we did see them have they never had a huge presence. I feel like even in the group stage, right? They were never this massive frag team, but they always had this quiet dominance. They were always able to be in those end stages. They were always able to take home a few eliminations, even if it wasn't a podium win. And today and yesterday, there's not even that. There's nothing. They're playing very compact. They're playing very much by themselves. They're not really looking to other players. If players look at them, they're like, no, please don't do that. You know, it's just like, it's odd, and with just nothing in them.
Is it because Max picked them to win?
Possibly. It is possible.
Yeah, possibly. Who just laughed in my ear? What was that? Was that our producer?
I think it was.
Even the producer knows about the Max Man curse. This is ridiculous.
Kash
But
आप मेरी girlfriend होती.
I think in the group stage they had some good splits and stuff like that, but yeah, we've got to get a little bit more
सही
here
बात है.
in the finals. All right, it's time to get into our next game here. Game number 5 of the day here for PMWC Day 2 Finals.
Thank you very much, Kalaris and Netura down on the stage, leading us into the not the final, Erangel. Get ahead of myself. Goodness me. We're on to match number 9. We're on our middle billing of Erangel today, and we have
भाई
one
मेरे को लगता है
more
मैं भी
match
game ऐसे
of it
खेलती हूँ.
after this as well, as we are near enough crossing the halfway mark of our day after this one as well. Of course, this will be the 4th match that we
मैं lip
played
balm लगा
on
रहा है. मैं
this day,
मैं भी.
of 8 matches.
मैं भी.
Let's get into it. This Erangel is going to be a big one right here. We've already played 2 matches of Miramar. We had a Rondo, and now we are getting into our 2nd match of Erangel here. And it's going to be interesting to see just which team is going to come out on top, because we're starting to see a little bit of differences here, right? We're starting to see some of the squads at the bottom show up. It's good to see Ida make some noise, and honestly, if they were going to start making a run, now's the time. So it's good to see that movement happen. There's still plenty of games. We've seen plenty of times teams, boom, right, get back-to-back chicken dinners. And let's see if now is going to be that opportune time for Ida, now that they're no longer hot dropping Enigma Galaxy.
Maybe they're feeling themselves after that one. Yeah. They're just going to go back.
Oh, that worked.
Yeah. Or like, hang on a minute. We're quite good at this. We got late into that game. You know,
क्यों भी कुछ नहीं लगा था फिर भी कितना मारता है.
Right? I don't think that's going to work out. Hopefully they stay away, but that might be good news for everybody who's facing Enigma Galaxy. We saw their 2-2 split out from Pachinki. Not really work out too well from them in that last game. The circle shifts were very, very dramatic. I think it's safe to say for the majority of the zones right up until the final one, where it started to get a little bit more sensible by that time. So many had already fallen victim to the circle.
पे केस चल रहा है ना वैसे.
Rotates, it was pretty difficult.
I don't think I can talk about
to even get to that stage. Not many teams did. Plane path now sending down the east side of the mainland, going between Stalber and Severny and heading over to Novo. So potentially difficult to get out towards Gatka. And you know, this is the sort of situation where I feel like Ida might just go back to Pachinki.
Oh, that would be a sight to see, that is for sure. But the planes in the air, the islands down below, Aaron Gale's officially open for business. And oh man, if we see them go back to
because they can't get to Gatka.
I know they can't, but they gotta adapt. You gotta be able to make those changes. They're able to push themselves outside of last place. 25 points on the board. If they get a good performance here, they absolutely can make a run for it. Well, let's see what happens. You got Vitality already out, heading towards Stalber. You got Aura going up towards...
Oh, crisis averted.
Yes,
they're going east.
They're going east. Good play. Ida making some adjustments.
Oh, hang on a minute. One of them's going... Dark is going east. And, okay, they're doing it. Okay, they're going for the Milton Peninsula, it seems. Going for a little bit of a split drop, sending Darken out, grabbing a vehicle to get on in and involved.
Little Milton power action.
Just because it's not Ida going to Pachinki doesn't mean anyone else can't go there, but I don't think anyone else has. So I was keeping track of that. That's a nasty circle for this sort of a plane path as well. Does a lot of work to push these teams close together. Sure, it has some of the military base in. It's just very, very unlikely. I would give it about maybe 10% likelihood that you're going over to that military base. Which is it's non-zero.
It's not zero.
It's non-zero, but yeah, I feel like teams are going to really start to pack in around Quarry in about 5 minutes.
That's what I would do. Honestly, I'd probably make that timing a little bit shorter, especially if you're a team like Aurora, loot up military super fast, get moving across that bridge and secure those
Vitality
really early on, because with so much zone in the water, this is basically, this is essentially like a Circle 3 at this point. There's not very many great spots available. You're going to have to get moving here pretty quickly. And you can also get moving inside the game and get yourself that Ninetales Fury Awe, guys. Go ahead and get in there quick. The Uzumaki Naruto event, by far one of the best collabs PUBG Mobile has ever done. Still around. Don't miss out.
It's looking fresh. You saw, if you missed the show match earlier, make sure that once this stream is done, go back and check it out.
Yeah.
It was mighty fun, and of course we had to let Alpha 7 win something, even though they didn't make it to the finals. Sucks for them. They were able to take that title there. The Hokages over on their own.
Ah, the Hokages.
In their own right. The little intro video as well. Revel looked super cool with that shadow clone.
Dude, that was the sickest
I really like that
intro I've ever seen.
That was hot. That was hot.
Put that on the highlight reel.
Hell yeah, absolutely. Get it done. Enigma Galaxy going to be chasing down the truck, getting those supplies. Although, look like they're going to be doing so with very minimal weaponry there. Haven't been able to quite disable it before it leaves the city. Where's the weaponry? Come on. Shooting it as it leaves. They're dropping 1 or 2 more crates out. Finally, it's on fire.
भाई मार हो रहे हैं, लूट ये रहा है.
But finally, they find some weaponry they can use to cover the back of the doors there. And they draw it too close, so they'll be able to leverage that. Zones still looking very dramatic on the southwest side. Nobody quite on the road, but 4 Thrives went to Primorsk very, very early, Dukes, which means that they will have the pick of the litter when it comes to taking a position into this next zone.
I like
the question for me is where do you go at this point when you know that everybody's going to be flooding out this way? For me, I feel like potentially some of the compounds to the east mouth of Quarry could be quite good. Okay. Transitions away from there can be difficult as well. And the reason I'm going for that is because I feel like I would want something that's at least on the south side, just in case it goes to territory.
Yeah, I would take the hill above Ferry Pier. I think that's the strongest spot.
Yeah.
I mean, because you're right. That zone could, for some reason, it's been crazy today, right? It could yoink all the way back to Millie, and you have at least a decent spot to be able to get there pretty quickly. And then plus, if the zone does go in almost any other direction, you have that sight line of that field that's right above you. So you can get a lot of work done from that position. I wonder which team is going to decide to take it early. 4 Thrives heading into Primorsk so quickly, though, I think is an excellent decision, because if some reason that zone does go to Millie, with Primorsk secured, they should be able to at least find some boats and make a crazy rotation on in. So it's not a bad idea.
Enigma Galaxy getting out nice and quickly. Nongshim Red Force as well, moving in a little bit further south of this, and they will start to line the hills just north of Ferry Pier. Looks like they are the first 2 teams to really make that break for it outside of their looting phase. And I'm expecting a response from 4 Thrives fairly soon, but so far hasn't really come on through. Ralph able to get a lot more scouting done than maybe he would have expected to. But they managed to sequester themselves nice and deep in towards this zone, which is, I think, going to play very well for them, taking the position just northwest of Ferry Pier.
For sure. I mean, this is still a very, very close game. I mean, second place on down, one good game, we could definitely see a team even like all the way down 12th place jump up really quickly. E-Arena have started to create a little bit of a point differential, though, in between first and second. Actually, I wouldn't even say it's a little one. It's a pretty big one here. It's 18 points between first and second. So E-Arena are going to continue to want to press that on there. At a certain point, though, John, especially if we see E-Arena like pop off in this game, I think the lobby is going to have to start taking notice of it, right? If you want to be able to slow them down from setting that point threshold so high, I think if you realize it's E-Arena by getting at least one elimination on them, you may want to put a little extra urgency on trying to take them out.
Maybe, but then again, if you do that, you could be sacrificing your own point scoring potential.
True.
And like, if E-Arena are that far ahead already to be into the situation where it might be an idea to do that, I feel like you're already running into the situation where you're just trying to get up as many ladder points as you can, right? You're trying to just step up, get from 6th to 4th, something like that, go for those jumps. I feel like that's the sort of stuff you're looking to do. Maybe if you're at the bottom of the tables you could, but even then, laddering up is still very, very valuable. So I feel like, unless it's like first place is on 150, second place is on 120, third place is on like 90, even lower, that maybe then the second place team could try and hot drop and go for something like that. You have that sort of advantage with not too many more games left to play. But outside of that very specific scenario, I feel like targeting E-Arena, I mean, given the form probably just generally a bad idea.
I don't think I think hot dropping in general of them is just terrible, no matter what the situation is. I just think that if you just somehow can see them, like for example, in the feed, you hear the shots. Maybe you do a little bit extra to try and take them out. As Godlike starting to make some noise. There's S-Power with the run over. No fear getting taken out, but Sleepy. Oh!
Let's go.
We thought he was gonna get the thirst, but Godlike was right there to support his teammate. And a huge save there, right on time.
E-Arena are looking to come in for the third party from the west side here. They've already got a scout close by, and they've seen the elite Elam feed lighting up as well. Manya looking to suppress with the nades. A good bounce. Finds Sky on the flush. Will E-Arena be here on time? And Tiamba are going to join in from the north side as well. They could have an impact as they roll on up towards this engagement.
Let's go.
There go, Horror. Taken out, not for 6, Godlike able to send them to the bleachers.
Oh, but here comes Tiamba, looking to make things difficult for the side of Godlike. Admino is stuck with QZZ right there. Godlike get that fight done pretty quickly, but they're going to have to make a sacrifice. Oh, the tire busted out from Anya and taken out as well. So, man, Godlike just not able to catch a break here.
Tiamba able to rock in with a good third party there. Vitality a little bit late to get involved. E-Arena wanted to maybe think about it, but they were too spread out on the western side, and so couldn't get involved, but Tiamba were there nice and promptly. The circle, in the meantime, shifted back over towards the bridge. Ferry Pier is a hotbed right now. 4 Thrives maybe bearing the brunt.
That's just saw Coops in the elimination feed there.
That's unhealthy. That's not a good engine noise.
Here we go. Yeah, that does sound like that head gasket's in trouble here as Huzaifa is pushing up on closer to Furia. Oh, hops in the vehicle, hops back in. And now able to at least get a secure position. Ayala holding it down against 4 Thrives. It's a party at the beach. Ferry Pier is jam-packed.
Get your sunglasses out. Get your tanning oil on. It's going to get toasty very, very quickly as teams crunch on in. Make a little bit of calm though before this storm.
No. It's feeling pretty disturbed right now because everybody wants those central positions. But you're right. It does look like the teams are able to secure most of them for now. Nongshim trying to get an opening knock here on the OG. They gotta be careful here. They're getting mighty close. Oh, and Hyunbin gets that opening knock. Nongshim, are they gonna press this? Looks like they are. Hyunbin up close and personal. It's Nongshim Red Force versus OG, and OG are getting picked apart here. Aru's gotta find a way to buy himself some time for his team.
Okay, well, I mean, a good answer over towards Nongshim.
Thank you so much, Explicit, for the 1-1-1-1. Thank you so much.
I believe that went over to 4 Thrives over in Ferry Pier as well. Zaru gets back in, looking for those reses.
He's gonna get him.
Oh, hang on a minute.
Power.
Godlike.
S-Power with the double.
Godlike?
Godlike from the other side saying, we need some of these eliminations.
Just a cop left for Orangutan. Needs to get Aru back, and S-Power says, you know what? Our work here is done. Peace out.
See ya.
Sends back. There are only 2 players. Staying there for too long would diminish the power of the position that Salme was holding, allow Tiamba in for the north. They needed to reinforce that, so the fact that they're able to extract points and let loose some of the pressure from that south side as well is excellent stuff, so he knows he needs to be prompt on that. The circle goes back over to the mainland. So we are confirming over there. Tiamba trying to leapfrog that godlike position. Looks like it's going well for now. Ida as well, trying to send in from this northeast side.
Got S2G over there by the Blues. They're going to have to come down that hill and find a way in. The things that's all open field there. You got Vitality holding the north side of the circle. You got one of the players from S2G. That's Kamikaze. He's going to be trying to get some angles here to see if he can find at least a next position for his team. But Ferry Pier, like we mentioned, completely stacked. Take a look at the replay here. Huzaifa. Ooh, nice shot there. And pick on the Solus.
Yeah, I mean, there's a complete broadside there. No way hiding from that one. In the meantime, Nongshim Red Force trying to hold down the bunker. Emre pokes his nose in. And will not like what he smells. A little bit too much cordite there in the nostrils, and Emre does get flushed away. Nongshim Red Force hold their position on the east side of that ridgeline that sits wooded and covered. They're playing on those bunkers as well. Really nice defensible position. Look at the teams out on the east side as well. We've got Ida, Flash, Aurora, Furia, all of them sort of holding each other at bay right now. So Nongshim Red Force feeling very safe and secure for the next 3 minutes.
Yeah, next 3 minutes is going to work out for them, but then things are going to really start heating up here. On the north side, you got S2G now starting to press very, very close to Team Vitality. Yep, Razek just saw him, and they're going to be on the move here, possibly trying to avoid this fight, get in a more solidified position in this circle. Kamikaze just keeping an eye on the side of Vitality for now. This is still super early here, folks. This is only stage 3, but we've just seen so much action through the chaos of that first circle placement.
Yeah, it was really hard to navigate towards it. A lot of damage inflicted, and yeah, with Aura going down as well. We're down to 15 teams. A lot of raggedy squads on the cards as well, which makes things nasty for plenty of our players. Godlike and Orangutan, though, are both in central positions as their duos, which is kind of the saving grace in terms of survivability. They'll try and keep things going. E-Arena on the west side, holding around that quarry. There's that Schweppes actually onto the Primorsk Hill on the northeast side of it to be that off angle for them. But they're kind of keeping out of it for now. They're kind of chilling on the west side. So for E-Arena, they're still waiting to see what they've got for the rest of this game.
Thank you.
Because their path forwards may lead them to clash with Vitality or with Godlike.
You can see Schweppes, though, from E-Arena. He's all the way down in Ferry Pier. just getting some sight lines, getting some intel for the rest of his squad. Got to be careful not to get too close, though, to the side of Enigma Galaxy. Now you see Aurora Gaming. Let's see where this next zone's going to go, though. That's when the fight's really going to get started here. Zeol is going to eat a little bit of blue damage. He's keeping an eye on Flash. Oh, yeah, he's trying to play this quietly, hoping that he comes in this direction, but instead
Zone क्या
goes
मस्त
in
है
the
यार,
opposite.
चार
Next
बंदे
circle
बचे
does
होते
pop
तो
on over, and it is heavily to the east side.
I mean, this is good for
Chicken
Noxian Red
Tave,
Force, right?
चार
On that
बंदे
position.
होते
We were
तो।
talking about that before. The fights on the east side will need to conclude. Tiamba sending in a might challenge on Orangutan's position, but it's fairly open on those hills. Going to be very difficult to hold. Fortunately, there's not too many full squads around them. Noxian
Hyunbin भाई जीने दे यार, औरों को भी जीने दे। सानिध्य, thank you so much for the jamming.
Orangutan try to hold it down, but will not be able to face the might of Tiamba, who are fielding shallow now on their roster, leaving Milu out. And he is not needing to get him back up.
Down to a duo. Eagle trying to get that first aid off. He's going to be able to get that for sure. On over to Ferry Pier. Enigma Galaxy are set up. They're going to have to push into this next zone as well. Circle is closing. This is stage 4. The blue zone really starts to put in its damage here. Let's see what Enigma Galaxy decides to do. It looks like they're going to be most likely prioritizing the shoreline. That's why they're applying so much pressure to the side of Al-Ula. Quick ends up catching. Yeah, that's 4 thrives with Zaifa out. And yeah, looks like Al-Ula are going to be holding this very pure position. We've seen them do this before. S2G were able to bad beat them in that spot using those hovercrafts in a game not too long ago. So let's see if Al-Ula could turn things around.
भाई मुझे
Try and
जाना
hold that
चाहिए
west side.
guys।
I mean, for 4 thrives, a little bit of a lost opportunity there. Remember how early they were in Primorsk, Dukes, and they didn't manage to transition fast enough. Both Enigma Galaxy and Nongshan Red Force both got ahead of them in terms of getting to the positions in that area. It's a little bit unfortunate. I'm not super happy about it. And now they find themselves in the middle of a fight that may not go their way with 3 full 4 squads. Sorry, Ulf only have 3 players. So with 3 squads surrounding them. Luckily they are in the zone, so they aren't super under the impetus to move, but they may want to.
मेरी आंखें नहीं खुल
We're looking
रही
over at
हैं।
E-Arena, the top squad right now. So many points on the board. Nice point gap. Looking to make that and push it even further beyond. Team Vitality looking to make some noise on the north side. Everybody just trying to find their spot in this next circle because this next zone's most likely going to push north. And if it does, that is wide open field, which S2G have a decent position in. Tianba and Nongshan Red Force are pretty locked down. But these teams on the south side of Ferry Pier, honestly, should already trying to figure out what is the path they're going to take into this next circle. And the only way they're most likely going to get there is through some insane shots.
I'm looking at the shaking and moving right now for E-Arena because now is the time that they need to transition into a pivotal point in this game. For the time being, for the longest time in this game, they've just been on this west side, waiting, playing that edge, assessing the situation. But now they need to start to move forward. And that is not how you want to start it. Salmate immediately goes for the flush, and he's gonna go unpunished for the moment. I don't think they've got an answer here. A nade up and into the top floor of the window for Tony K doesn't connect. Zest Power hiding somewhere else in the building there. Will not find that fight. So for E-Arena to lose a player here, I mean, that's great news for the teams chasing them.
Yep, huge news. And Godlike now knows exactly who they're fighting and the importance of them taking this out. Next zone does go on over. Huge zone here for Tianba and Nongshan Red Force. That Ferry Pier heel is just so strong.
I kind of like this for Ulf as well. I mean, it may be a struggle to fend off all the teams in Ferry Pier, but once they're there, they have a fairly isolated area. Survive quite deep into this match, but the transition over to the hills can be very, very difficult, especially with 2 teams lining you up side to side. Vitality gonna have to make a break for it now as they have to roll out from the north edge.
And they're gonna have to cross a lot of open field here. This is what I was talking about. This zone is not very kind to those teams that were playing on the edge position. Yeah, Team Vitality, you're just kind of waiting to hopefully have these teams in the middle start fighting so they can, you know, get a free rotation onto this next circle without too many eyes looking at them. But it's going to be a tough rotation. Yeah, Ray-Z is going to be driving right back. Say, guys, it's pretty jam-packed down there.
No bueno. It is no bueno
out
in that open area. Enigma Galaxy finding the back tail of Al-Ula and able to Drag that one back. Claws does fall. As the Arena is still trying to dislodge Godlike. Best Power with the shotgun, tries to find one, steps into an aid, but not before getting a knock. Now it's all up to Salme. Has got an aid cooking. Still with the pin pull, drops it down, nearly finds it. As Schweppes tries to move up to support Tony K and get that res. S Power falls, and Salme has Mormon now to handle. Gets the first lick in with that shotgun, and Mormon has to back up.
S-Power had that. It was such a fortunate nade there. Samway has the right-hand priority. That's what he needs. Catches it on the Mormon and gets the knock, but great teamwork there from Schweppes to get the nice 1v2.
I think McGalaxy could potentially roll out and try and third-party that, but in the meantime, Vitality crashing up on towards Tianba's position. Nongshim Red Force out to the east as Vitality have taken a knock out to the western point. They are still 4 players alive, but the Arena are rolling out now. They can turn their attention that way. Steps onto a landmine. Blast.
I'm like really not well और थोड़ा हो रहा है. मैंने दवाइयाँ ली थी तो मेरी आंखें बंद हो रही है भाई. तो मुझे चले जाना चाहिए. थोड़ा आराम से लेट के देखूंगी मैचेस सोते सोते. चलो. Thank you so much for tuning in guys. लाइक करना मत भूलना. कल मिलते हैं. कल अच्छे से वॉच पार्टी करूंगी. Bye. I love you guys. Good night. Chic dreams. Bye.